excuses, but you got one life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up.
Boom! Explosions everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday Slam WTN Wrestling Talk Now. We are back. It has been a hot minute. And of course, my light likes to flicker when I'm on the show now because if things don't go wrong, it's not a show. So
it's been a rough morning already.
That's it. And so, of course, we have a lot to talk about between CM Punk returning at Survivor Series to dominating Raw and SmackDown, and of course AEW Dynamite was in Montreal, and we also do got New Year's End coming up, a lot of AEW stuff and whatnot. So we do got a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we get into anything, though, I of course am joined by my two compadres over here. Big Red, how goes it, good sir?
It's going. It's Saturday. We're back. Been a while.
Been a hot minute.
And I'm excited.
I can hear it in your voice. And of course, we got the crazy one, Kid Crazy.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be back. It's Saturday morning. I got my coffee, and it feels like I'm a kid again because we got Saturday mornings to do with wrestling, baby.
Yep. That's it. We're bringing it back, folks. We're bringing it back. There's no more Saturday night cartoons. We're doing that wrestling thing.
Exactly.
I feel like there still might be Saturday night cartoons, though. Yeet. Which is also not allowed anymore. We don't want to get sued by that wrestler. Jesus. Yeah, we'll also talk about that, too. So I was debating where to start, but I guess we should start with CM Punk. So bring everyone up to date if they've been living under a rock. What exactly happened with CM Punk, and then we'll kind of just take it from there, and then most likely talk about the AEW show because we, sir, Kid Crazy, we were there live, and you and I don't agree exactly on what happened, what you didn't think it was a great show, so we'll definitely get into that because we'll definitely do that. We'll save that for a little later because that should be a fun topic.
Yeah. Save the best for last. Let's do it.
Absolutely. So CM Punk is back in WWE as he wore his T-shirt on Friday. Hell did indeed freeze over. He is back. He showed up at the end of Survivor Series after the match. Triple H did his classic copyright logo, and everyone thought it was over. And then you hear that noise static, and CM Punk music hit, and he came out, and it was clobbering time. And Seth Rollins wasn't too happy. That was the whole viral thing that happened. Viral video of him showing him the finger, and just not happy, saying dropping F-bombs left, right, and center. And that was a viral moment all the way up until Monday Night Raw. So safe to say Seth Rollins wasn't happy. Was it a work? Was it a shoot? Before we get into that, what do you guys think of CM Punk coming back?
Fuck him. Period. CM bitch.
Oh shit! What
can't stand that? He's not there for the fans. He's there for the money. He even said it.
So much. Yeah, he's not there to make friends. He's there to make money. So there's so much to pack in with CM Punk in WWE.
For sure.
I've been such a outspoken critic of the way he acted and what he brought to AEW. I can't say I was happy when the music hit while I was watching Survivor Series. I had gone to Kingston that day, watched the final of the Vanier Cup, and when I got back, I decided to start Survivor Series on a delay. So basically, trying to stay away from social media because I was like an hour and a half behind. And at one point, I hear a notification sound on my phone, and
you clicked it. You freaking idiot!
I didn't click it, but I have like a little preview of the message.
Right.
So the first message was Big Red saying, "Did you guys see this?" or something like that, or "Did you guys see this?" And I'm like, "Oh, something happened." I was excited there for a bit. Something happened, and then I saw the magical word, and the second notification or message from Big Red, I saw the 4-letter word written there that starts with a P and ends in an L, and I'm like, "No, this cannot be. This cannot be." My first, I went to go check it on Twitter, so I opened my Twitter app, X, and right away the first thing that showed, it's like the algorithm knew what I was looking for. The first thing that showed up was CM Punk, and I got to admit, I had mixed reactions or mixed feelings. I was at bit, I was like, "Nah, I can't believe they went this route," you know. But as the dust falls and the days gone by in that first week, including the Raw promo, which I was a bit disappointed from, wasn't what we were used to from a guy that has that much talent on the mic. But to get back to the feeling is like, shit, man, what is he gonna do? He's gonna fuck up everything over here. He's just gonna be a problem. But we have to take into consideration that these are two completely different, completely ran differently. These companies are two companies that are ran completely differently, together. So I don't think he will have. First of all, he will have not even close as much pull and power that he had in AEW. So that's a good thing. So
that's very good thing.
That's a good thing, and I think he's on a very, very short leash. Probably we don't know what the clauses were in the contract, but I'm figuring it's around you do what we tell you, and I guess you got to stick to the script. From the promo we heard last night on SmackDown, which was a bit more CM Punk style promo,
for sure.
So maybe he has some leeway, but I think he's on a very short leash. So I've kind of become in the position of let it ride for now, I guess. Let's see what he can bring, because the numbers are there. I think that promo on Raw was the most watched from those 3 hours. It's building up. A lot of people sat in front of their couch or in front of their TV, on their couch, waiting for that promo to hear what CM Punk had to say. So that
and they even made it commercial free for the first hour on Raw too. So they knew what they were doing. And with that, they even ended up having this light is going to be the death of me. With that, they even ended up having CM Punk ended up getting the most views on social media. His merchandise ended up selling like mad quick. And he's like the number one merchandise seller for both companies right now. So love him or hate him, the guy sells.
Hate him.
The guy we love to hate. And look, I can't stand him either per se, but I do want to hear what he says. I don't know why he has this hold on me. He has this hold on a lot of people because the guy can talk and he's cocky, but I still want to know what's up. I still want to know what's going on, what he's going to say. He brings the drama. Guys, at this point, we should watch the Days of Our Lives or The Young and the Restless or something, because we're into that drama. We are fixated straight up into that drama. We want to know what's going to go on. Monday's promo 2 weeks ago? Last week? Was it this week?
No, it was last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Monday's promo wasn't that great. But it wasn't his fault either. He had his time cut short, which he mentioned on SmackDown as well, True. Because one of the matches went too long or something like that. So that's why it was kind of like whatevs. but it gave you a little cliffhanger because you wanted to see more. We didn't see him on SmackDown. We didn't even see him on Raw. We had to wait until we got to this SmackDown to see what's going on. So they're really milking it in. And this promo was definitely CM Punk bound. He called everybody out, even did a little jab to the Young Bucks. Who punches people backstage? We're in 2023. Like, you know what I mean? Making fun of KO in the process.
Yeah, that's it.
But he called everybody out from Roman to Jimmy to Jay to KO to Seth, but he didn't name drop Seth,
Exactly.
I don't think.
It's the only person he didn't name by name.
Yeah. And and then he met KO backstage, just a little thing. Hey, do you know where Nick Aldis's office is? No. Okay, thanks. And then sure thing, so we obviously, the insiders or whatever, the people who read the news reports and all that, know KO is good friends with Young Bucks. So we're kind of expecting, oh shit, there might be a clash there, KO and CM Punk. Maybe it's gonna be a little shoot fight or something. But yeah, his promo on SmackDown was definitely much, much better. I hate the guy, but I also love the guy because I do want to see what's going on. I really do. I don't know why. I'm tired of his antics, but I'm still there for the showmanship.
Is he going to make it to Mania?
I think so.
I think so. I think he wants that WrestleMania moment. It's been 8-9 years. I don't think he's ever main evented WrestleMania either.
Never.
No.
So how could you be best in the world but never main event the Mania? That fucking bitch. Oh my God.
The story he wants to finish.
I can't believe you took that from Cody. And Cody was such a gentleman about it. Like, welcome here. You want to finish the story, huh?
It's like when you're on the highway and there's a crash on the other side of the highway. No matter in how much of a hurry you are, you always slow down and want to look what is happening. And I guess CM Punk is a bit of that.
Right.
And for people,
he's a fire burn.
Yeah, definitely. And for people saying, you want him, how come we didn't hear him throw some jabs towards anything AEW, whether it's Young Bucks, the Elite, or
he threw a jab at the Young Bucks. He's got to be subtle about it, though.
Yeah, because of the non-disclosure agreements.
Right.
So that's totally normal.
Even if he goes to Mania, you guys cannot believe that he's going to take the title from Seth.
I definitely think he's going to end up.
He's going to definitely end up champion. Absolutely. It might not even be Seth. He might face Seth at Rumble and beat him. I don't know if that does sound like it could be a WrestleMania moment, him versus Seth for sure. It's fucking light.
But the way he was speaking yesterday, wasn't he saying that he was entering the Royal Rumble?
Yes, true. So he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. Going to win it? Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Maybe they might do like I don't know, last 2 wins opportunities to get the title, and then winner gets to choose which title they want. I don't know what they're gonna do. Don't quote me on anything.
I'm really intrigued about a night one main event of Seth versus CM Punk, and a night 2 main event of Cody versus Roman.
Yeah, they could definitely do that. That would definitely be money grab either way. So for both nights,
because I think the plan is definitely Seth Rollins. Because I think we can agree, all 3 of us, that definitely was a work.
Right.
So,
definitely work. I mean, Seth in his interview with Sports Illustrated mentioned that he didn't know about it and whatever, and that he actually hates him. But I mean, all of that can be a little bit true, aside from the fact of him not knowing. I think the report of him, of them, the wrestlers knowing a little bit beforehand was legitimate before they went out to War Games. So I don't think Seth didn't know. So that I totally believe. And he was just kind of working the Sports Illustrated a little bit. Because when he was asked if it was kind of a shoot or real, he says his emotions were a little bit real, but he could have held his composure a little bit more. I do believe he just over exaggerated just for the sake of it to see if that's what people, to obviously build that storyline. So,
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. And it's WWE it's Triple H pulling a Tony Khan, where he's going to use, the internet whole shoot story when, Seth Rollins called him a cancer and all that. Way back when he was when CM Punk was in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
To his advantage and make a storyline out of it. And we're all going to be here for it to watch exactly what happens with that, because we're excited.
Yeah, I think because this whole thing with the work is, I definitely think it's a work, like I said, and it could have been for example, when the music came on, they all left. Drew left the ring area first, and then after they Seth started panicking there. It could have been Michael Cole told him, "Listen, act really pissed" or something like that very quickly, because and then all the other officials were around. So definitely believe, and I totally agree, JLB, that I think it was a bit of an over exaggeration on his part from that work. I think it might have been a bit more believable if, instead of going crazy like he did, he would have just like been looked pissed off. It might have worked better there. But still, I still definitely want to see it. I think that match can be definitely a game changer on a wrestling card.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, CM Punk versus Seth, I think the fans are going to be excited for it. They're going to have a lot more time to build it. Oh my God, the promos, though, are also going to just be top notch.
Fire.
Seth can go. CM Punk, obviously, is CM Punk. He'll do his jabs. He's not even the man in his household. Like,
that was good.
Bro, let's go. I am excited for those promos. They're going to be hot fire. I don't know if it's going to, hit crazy personals. I guess that one was, but to the point of him and Riddler, when Seth and Riddle, when Seth and Riddle ended up doing their whole little promos with his wife and and his kids and all that. I think it's going to go even more personal. It's going to be a good time, and I think the fans are going to be there for it. Mike did mention that he would like to see a mid-card win the Rumble. Ideally, that would be cool. Someone different, but
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
If it would have to be a mid-carder, it would have to be a mid-carder that they think can be a main eventer. Because if you're going to win the Rumble, the whole point of winning the Rumble is because
I guess that mid-carder could be Gunther, right? He is still IC champion or whatever. He did have the longest time in the Rumble last year, right? Yeah, last year. Mm-hmm. So it could be Gunther. That mid-card spot could be him for sure. But yeah, it would have to obviously be someone that can take the reins and be a main eventer. But I don't know. I think it's kind of set in stone with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes being the challengers for both titles. So I'm not sure what they would do there.
Unless they do never. I was gonna say do a double main event, but they can't. Never mind.
I think that the two main eventers, like we said, I think would be the ideal main event. I just would like a different road for Cody Rhodes than to go through again winning the Royal Rumble to make that main event at WrestleMania. Maybe have a number one contenders match or some type of, or maybe even a tournament. I don't know. I know Tony.
Calm down, Tony Khan. Yeah.
I was going to say that
because
go ahead.
I was going to say there's also Randy Orton, but Orton's going to be, I guess, the main event at the Rumble.
Yeah, he could be the main event at the Rumble, or I think Randy Orton, from what I understand, I get a feeling from his comeback, he wants to probably have maybe a few feuds with some people he's never had, or with some people he really enjoys having matches with, and kind of just ride the wave on his last kind of run. Maybe probably on his last run, he would deserve, for the career he's had, he would deserve to have one last title run.
Right.
Don't know how long that title run would be. I think it might be short, but I don't know if that would be at WrestleMania though. I think maybe have a top feud for WrestleMania, but not be in the title picture. But we never know. It is Randy Orton, and he's looking fucking amazing since his comeback. He's
Huge.
Yeah.
Very huge.
So we have a Facebook user here saying, I don't know if it's Mike, probably Mike.
It's Mike. Yeah, it's Mike.
I wasn't referring to this year. I just meant in general they should try it out. And one guy who they want to be in the main event guy, and that would be the start of his push. Benoit wasn't a main eventer when he won the Rumble. Very true.
Neither was Rey.
Yeah,
True.
neither was True that. It's kind of like what we're saying. If it's going to be, I have no problem with a mid-carder winning the Rumble. But as long as you're going to push him to the next level using that momentum from winning the Royal Rumble. Like LA Knight, I don't think LA Knight needs to win the Royal Rumble to get that momentum going. He's already in the title picture. He's already had a title match. He got robbed. He's already probably the biggest over babyface.
Yep.
Him and Cody.
He was the top merch seller until CM Punk came around.
Yeah. So, and with CM Punk, we kind of still don't know if what he's going to be, if it's going to be a heel or a face, or maybe he's just going to.
He's going to be like KO. He's going to just walk that fine line of both.
Yeah, exactly. Walk that fine line. So your real pure baby faces really are Cody and LA Knight. So,
Right.
So those guys, I don't think need to go the route of winning a Royal Rumble.
Well, there's also maybe Jake could win it.
Jay's a possibility.
Yep.
Jay's a strong possibility.
But I think it's going to be brother versus brother, so there wouldn't be any point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
I think,
maybe. Yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense. A WrestleMania match between brother and brother, and I think they could definitely might steal the show there.
That's gonna be good.
And Jay has a lot, from what I'm hearing, Jay has a lot of respect in the locker room.
Oh yeah,
very, very liked by his peers. Seems like he's a work what do they call
Workhorse.
A workhorse, and he really goes over his matches. He really wants them to work, so he's very much respected. So I think in the future, the plans for Jay would be to main event the WrestleMania, but I just don't think it's this year. There's so many things going on. I think they could by kind of riding that wave of not being too important, and they have a steal the show type of moment at WrestleMania with his brother. I think that could elevate him after that, and for the following year after WrestleMania, he could be in the title picture there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's very well possible, because I think Jimmy might be coming back maybe a bit before Royal Rumble or at the Rumble. It could be, or he costs Jay a match somewhere, somehow, or number one contenders match or something, and you could start that feud building towards WrestleMania. But yeah, CM Punk surprised. Who do you think were more surprised, the WWE locker room or the AEW locker room?
WWE.
I don't know, man. AEW probably. I don't think anyone thought that CM Punk was ever going to show up on WWE television ever again, especially those who obviously were ex-WWE stars. And I'm pretty sure Tony Khan was like, whoa, you know what I mean? He was actually pretty stunned. I feel like I read a report. Some AEW stars thought CM Punk might actually maybe come back to AEW, or I read that report there. A lot of stars there thought that he maybe might show up again. So I'm pretty sure it's the AEW locker room. I don't think anyone thought CM Punk would come back. As his shirt said, hell did freeze over, as he said it on Raw as well. And I think that's why it maybe was such a shock. No one thought Trips was going to pull that trigger and do that. Mm-hmm. Triple H did mention at the press conference that it was kind of very kept to the sleeve, kept to the heart there, with only a few people knowing, and really the War Games contestants, wrestlers knowing like just a few minutes before they went out there, kind of thing. So they really kept it hush hush. That's why no one knew what was going on, and it was somewhat last minute, very towards. I think he mentioned like that day or the day before or something. Little talks were done.
Well, if I'm correct, if I read correctly, I think the contract was signed that morning.
That's it.
But the negotiation started the Monday prior.
The Monday prior.
Those were 4 or 5 days of negotiations. When because the way he talked about it, Triple H, or the way he wants to be called now in press conferences, Paul.
Well,
So
that's his
Paul.
name.
Well, yes, that's true. But Paul said
He
that-
wants to be called by his name. No.
How dare he? But-
It's a new era.
Well, that it is. He's a
But
businessman now.
He did say that when all the rumors, because there was rumors maybe 2 months before, 3 months before the deal was done, there was rumors that he might come to WWE,
Right.
and those were absolutely false. And only when those rumors calmed down did the actual negotiations actually start. So, and there's, I heard also reports from our dear Dirty Sheets that that apparently TNA, which is now went back to TNA as a name, Impact Wrestling, had on the table a very substantial offer, money wise, for CM Punk, and so probably maybe, who knows, maybe there was an agent there, and listen, he goes, listen, we have an offer on the table for Phil, and he's thinking about it, of taking it, but we'd just like to throw an olive branch, see if you guys were interested maybe in signing him, and that's maybe when the negotiations started, because we all know, when was it, last year, maybe even more than a year, when he showed up at a Raw backstage when he was still with AEW,
Right.
and apparently saw Triple H. They shook hands, and there was kind of like at that moment where the animosity between the two kind of like blew over a bit and calmed down, and maybe that was the opening of the door for this hire a few months later. So listen, I can hate the guy all with all my heart and with all my fiber in this body of mine, but at the end of the day, I think Triple H made a business decision, and hate to admit it, but so far it looks like it's paying off so far.
Yeah, completely agree. It was definitely a business decision with everything that CM Punk and has done, and all this history backstage between WWE and of course AEW with all the drama there. At the end of the day, there was rumors that there was maybe a behavioral clause in CM Punk's contract. Don't know if that's necessarily true or not. But I mean, I wouldn't, I'd put one in, because obviously his behavior is, really out there. So I would definitely put something like that in. And I think CM Punk knows, hey, you know what? Just get money and shut up and do your job, show up, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I just also don't believe that too. I think his ego, I think his ego is going to get the best of him at some point, like a lot of wrestlers, sure. But CM Punk does tend to be a lot more selfish, from what we've seen at least. And I don't know. I think it's going to get the best of him. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I think he's going to play nice, because he's going to have to.
I think if he gets the mentality of, let me just go to work, do my shit, go home, that he might be okay. I think the problem in AEW, which we've mentioned on this podcast before, was two things. Was the lack of authority from the boss,
Right.
Tony Khan, and two, giving way too much power to CM Punk.
Yep. Gave him his own. He's gave him his own show, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and then I think then CM Punk felt with his ego, how big of an ego that guy has. Probably the biggest ego after Hulk Hogan in the wrestling business.
Repeat it again.
Probably the biggest ego after Hulk Hogan in the wrestling business. And I'm a Hulk
Fair.
Hogan fan, you know. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not against Hulk Hogan, but I definitely
He
think
done. He's
Hogan
one of the
has an
reasons
ego.
WCW fucking went to the ground. That and
Yeah.
Russo. So
So definitely there's an ego problem there, and I think because of that big ego, when he got all that power and that authority to make decisions, booking decisions, to make producing decisions in the matches, I think that got to his head, and he tried to control too much, and he shouldn't even have been close to having that power in AEW, which with his
No, I
ego
don't know.
caused a huge rift with the guys that were actual executive vice presidents,
Right.
which caused the problem at All Out. So I think in this case, if he has the mentality, let me just go to work, do what I'm told, sell some T-shirts, and go back home. I think he'll be okay.
Yep.
Do I say there will be no friction backstage? There definitely might be some friction backstage. Let's say, for example, in the promo, in the build-up for a Seth Rollins CM Punk match, I think it's definitely possible that one or the other might go a bit off script during a promo, and that might cause an argument. Let's not say an altercation, but an argument backstage. I think that's definitely a possibility.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you're giving a promo, you're giving some stuff to say,
Oops.
and then you want to just add a bit of your own little spice in that promo, and the other guy that didn't hear it or that didn't expect it then gets pissed. Yeah, I think that can be a possibility. But like I said, this is not AEW, and I don't think it's the animals running the zoo here, like in AEW. So I think for now at least we're good. Time will always tell, I guess.
Yep.
And I guess once maybe he could get fed up and he will want to fucking blow shit up in the back. He gets bored. If CM Punk gets bored,
I think he gets bored. Yeah,
Yeah,
he also just
I
gets
think he
bored
might want
too.
to blow up some shit in the back and have
He's
a bit of
ticking
fun.
bomb.
But I think for now, at least until WrestleMania, I think we're good.
We're okay. Yep. I mean, he did sign, so that's it too, right? He did sign a multi-year contract.
Yeah.
Too. So there is that. He's supposed to be there for a few years. But yeah, I think it lasts until Mania. I think once he gets his Mania moment, he's just gonna start blowing shit up. He gets bored, like you mentioned. Totally agree with what you said there, Kid Crazy. He just has too much. He had too much control in AEW. Oh, and what else is he gonna do? He essentially got bored with all that control, let his ego get the best of him, and he decided to see how far he can push it. Fallout, Brawl Out should have been his. At All Out should have been his. Moment where he did get canned. He saw that he was able to come back after his injury and all that, so he decided to push the reins a little bit more. Got his own freaking show on top of it. He ultimately, there was no repercussions for the stuff that he's done. Sure, he got suspended or whatever, but he was also injured, so it wasn't anything. He got rewarded with his own show.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, he got rewarded more than punished.
Yeah, so definitely too much stuff going on. He got the world championship, you know what I mean, and he got to bring his other title back as the real champion. So too much crap. He had way too much control.
So technically, he is still the real AEW champion in wrestling in WWE. Because he never lost that.
He never lost that title
that he
too.
brought back.
No, I think that's his thing. I think he
Oh.
likes doing that. But I was more mentioning it for AEW, but he can
Yes,
definitely
yes.
still say that. What title was that he did have technically? Did he have Roman's belt or did he have Seth's belt?
He had the spinning one, the spinning one. So which ended up being is the one that Roman has now.
Oh,
Yeah.
dirty. Okay, so I'm saying that would be a way he can talk about it for against Seth, because I don't see him facing Roman.
Not right
He,
away.
he better not. He better
I
not be
don't
the
see
one
them-
to beat anything with Roman.
Oh my
I
god!
don't
I thought
see
that
them-
mug. I thought that mug was totally something else. I was like, bro, shit.
It's an owl. I know.
Yeah,
really
I know it's an
fast,
owl. Now I know it's an owl, but it looked like
If you look
something
really
else. man. I'm
quickly,
like, Ooh.
Oh Jesus!
No. I think. What was I gonna say? I don't think Roman gonna wrestle Punk, but I think there's gonna be uh hello a counter.
Oh
That was
yes,
where I
there
was
definitely should. Well, they
For
should.
sure.
They should be.
They
They
should.
should be.
Yeah.
It
the two Paul Heyman
probably,
guys.
yeah. Your champion, your record-breaking champion, probably your biggest star of the last at least 5 years, guaranteed. I was gonna say 10, but let's go with let's safe and say 5. So I think it's inevitable. I think next time that Roman is on SmackDown, I think probably you'll have an appearance from Punk. That being said, it reminds me of something. Monday we find out where he signs. Where do you guys think he will go?
Raw.
Obviously, because of Seth, he will go on Raw, right?
Monday night. Yeah.
That makes that makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
official. No.
Even though that crowd was pretty into him signing with the.
Well, I mean, it's a SmackDown crowd. What else
So,
do you
yeah.
want him to say? Like, yeah, SmackDown. I'm like, but what if you were a Raw crowd?
Yeah.
Would you know what I mean? I'm like, you can't ask
That's
the
the same
crowd.
thing, yeah.
If Randy was gonna go sign with Raw, I would say SmackDown. But since Randy's with
That's it.
SmackDown,
Yeah.
to make it even,
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I think
Make it
definitely
even.
Raw.
Randy's gonna go after the
Roman.
Tribal Chief and Roman, and Punk is gonna go after Seth.
And the fact that the SmackDown TV deal is signed, and that the Raw TV deal has not been signed yet, I think having the star power of a CM Punk there might help in the negotiations
and they're
for a new TV deal
they're in talks with TBS. No, Raw.
with Warner. Yeah, Discovery.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And Warner Discovery has clarified that if they do get Raw, that they are not expecting to terminate AEW.
They have. Okay. I still think that's a far shot rumor, though. I also heard that they had Nick Khan had went up to them like in October or something, and they had turned it down at that moment. So I don't know. There's a bunch of rumors going on. Who did SmackDown? SmackDown ended up going to who?
SmackDown will be back on USA.
USA, right? Why
yeah.
wouldn't Raw be USA as well then? I don't know why.
I
mean,
don't-
mind you, they're different networks now, but I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't see it going to.
And
Warner
there's
Brothers
also-
Discovery.
There's also rumors that Monday Raw might be not Monday Raw.
They might change the day. I would
Yeah.
be very surprised of that. Very, very surprised.
Heard of that a while back as well, but I think that's when if another network did have it, like Warner Brother Discovery or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't think they could ever change it off Monday nights.
It's
though.
Wednesday Raw.
Yeah,
It's been there for 30 years, 30 plus years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on Mondays. Like, no, that's
Well, you know what I say
that's
with
gonna
that,
mess
huh?
up the ratings.
You know,
I
you
think
know what I say.
I think that would be not good. That would cause some problems and
For
some
sure.
conflicts and with people watching. I don't think that would be good. But the front runners, if I'm not mistaken, for Disney, it would be to show them on FX.
Okay, I could maybe see that. Okay.
Peacock, which already have the rights through USA for SmackDown, but in this case would be straight on the streaming service. Also, there's the other one straight. Streaming service was not Paramount, Amazon Prime. Yes, was in Pursuit and Warner Brothers Discovery. Those are the strong the front runners. I would say.
Peacock is who technically? Peacock is
NBC.
Peacock is NBC,
NBC,
so
right?
yeah,
So-
yeah. So they would keep both. They would keep both rights for both shows, but one
Right.
would be on stream and the other one would be on USA.
Would
Which
that
I don't
change
think will be USA. I think we're changing. I think they're changing because if it would have been USA, I have a feeling they would have already announced that.
Would that
Yeah.
change anything for us?
For
No.
Canada,
No.
I don't think so.
It would
Because I
still
think
be
Sportsnet.
Sportsnet, and,
yeah.
or randomly TSN gets both. That'd be crazy. But
Because
no,
I think
it
would
Sportsnet still have a few years left.
Yeah.
At least one for sure, but I think I had heard two on a podcast or or something. But yeah, until that TV deal is done, then that will be renegotiating. But the way TSN has been treating AEW, I don't know if I would if I was WWE, if I would be going there.
Right.
Because yeah, Collision and Rampage, when you have 5 channels and you never show it, unless it was this week, they showed it because it was here, right? They showed it, and they're showing it tomorrow. Yes, Wednesday they showed it on well, obviously they always show
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
They always show it. Yeah.
Last night Rampage, and tomorrow Collision will be on TSN 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'll have to check my recordings.
So yeah, I don't think. I think it's a big decision, obviously, because it's probably going to be around the between 250 and 300 million mark for Raw. That TV deal is probably going to bring them prepare them for the numbers and the economic not setback, but the economic return on signing a big deal like for Raw, which is a show like JLB said that's been going on for 30 years. It's a stalemate. It doesn't get as many as big ratings as SmackDown, but considering one's a network channel and the other one's a cable channel, I think Raw does what probably will be an average number of ratings for Raw. So between 1.5 and 2 million on Mondays. And they've been doing good recently, even 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, with a big Monday night match on Monday Night Football, and they still did pretty good. So Raw's been doing okay. Obviously, they have a hard time getting to the 2 million like SmackDown, but like I said, when you have Fox is available in much more households than USA Network, so it's kind of normal. But yeah, I think CM Punk to get back to the point I was getting to, is I think CM Punk being on Raw will help a lot in those negotiations. Maybe prop up the value of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? The guy sells. The guy absolutely sells. He's the whole reason why Rampage was doing good for a while when he showed up. He's the reason why probably Warner Brothers Discovery gave them another show with Collision. I don't know, not the reason. I don't want to, inflate his ego already. Even more, I think it's already up there. But the guy does what he needs to do. He supplies the ratings. He sells the merchandise. And I'll tell you when I'm telling lies, but the fucker is up there. You know what I mean? Like,
hate him or love him. We all want to watch when he's on. And hate him or love him, those Collision numbers have not been the same since he's gone.
That's it.
So you got to give credit where credit is due, and I hate giving fucking Philly credit, but yeah, man. So I'm definitely interested in what's coming up. I'll definitely want to, whatever I'm doing Monday at work, I'll definitely try to stop and try to see where that segment, that promo, where he's going and how he's gonna formulate that.
Right.
So who am I to bitch that he's in WWE if I actually am drawn to watch it?
Exactly. So
fuck Phil, but I still want to see what the fuck he's gonna do.
Right? It's so weird. It's like, this fucking prick doesn't deserve anything, but I want to know what's going on. He has that hold. And I don't know what it is, but he draws you in. He's a cocky fuck, but there's plenty of cocky fucks that we don't hate. You know what I mean? There's The Miz. There's LA Knight. There's...
The Miz is just a fucker, period.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought The Miz for you. My bad. I misspoke there. Excuse me. Not The Miz. But LA Knight and a bunch of other cocky pricks, but we like watching. Phil is that one that we hate, that we're still drawn to for some reason. And we spent almost a whole hour talking about this fucker. You know what I mean? Like...
True.
He sells podcasts. He sells merchandise. He sells ratings. This fucker gets his ego inflated no matter what, bro. I don't know what it is, but he's up there, and I'm excited to watch Raw because...
Don't you think he looks like John Hamm?
Who's John Hamm?
Yeah, I'll have to Google John Hamm. I'm like, all right, sure.
Who's John Hamm?
John Hamm.
I know John Baloney, but John Hamm, I don't know.
Is it John Hamm?
Selecting. I don't know who John Hamm is.
Jonathan Daniel Hamm, American
Hamm.
actor, best known for his role
Yeah,
on Don
yeah.
Draper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the guy from Mad Men.
Yes. Is it
Yeah.
Batman? Yeah.
Ah.
Fast.
He does maybe have a resemblance there. There is maybe a little resemblance there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I
Less
can see it.
cocky.
You look fast.
I think if
I
there was
mean-
somebody to play Phil Brooks in a TV straight to TV movie, I think
Yep.
it might be
Could be
John
Mr.
Hamm.
John Hamm. Yep, I can see that. Some pictures I'm like, no, but then some on the side I'm like, ah,
It's on the
okay.
side. Yeah, the side.
Yeah.
Not face, but side. Yeah, he has that
yeah.
thing.
No, all right. That's
Okay,
fair.
moving on. Moving on.
So I guess also in other news, there also was TNA or Impact / TNA did partner up with Endeavor for their TNA Plus app. So of course Endeavor is the parent company of WWE now. So TNA is now at least partnering up for their TNA Plus app, which will start on January 4th. And you can get the app on all kinds of devices and all that, and it's going to be completely rebranded and whatnot. So a lot of talks of, will there be a forbidden door open there between TNA and WWE? Listen, Endeavor's a big company. They have many other it's just for the app itself. So I don't necessarily know, if there will be a partner, but I guess there can be a mini little open door opened if they did want to do anything, but I wouldn't read too much into it. It's literally just for the TNA app itself and not necessarily a TV deal, or anything of them to actually get the TNA rights. That's still with Anthem and whatnot. So
maybe at the Rumble.
I mean, yeah, I just don't see it actually being a partner. I just literally think it's for the it's just a business decision to have for TNA to have their app on Endeavor's. I guess it's the network or portfolio.
Because I think Endeavor has kind of been developing some streaming sites, because I think that they mentioned the other ones other than UFC Fight Pass,
right,
is another one that they developed. So I think it's even a different branch of Endeavor that actually just deals with streaming apps.
Okay.
So I agree totally with JLB here. I don't think that means necessarily that there will be partnerships on TV or booking wise from TNA because of this deal. But listen, Mick, we've seen this door has already been open and has already been walked through with the deal with Mickie James appearing at the Rumble as Impact Women Knockout Champion with the belt. So I think there's possibilities. It means this deal doesn't necessarily mean that they'll join up for a wrestling show, but it definitely means that there can be discussions and it could happen. But I don't think it mean anytime soon. Like we'll get somebody. We'll get somebody. I don't think. But I definitely prefer the name TNA to Impact. If I'm not mistaken, in the new logo, I don't know if it was something that I just saw pass by and it wasn't real the actual official new colors, but I think they even went back to the red and yellow colors.
Yeah,
they did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like that. It's a bit of nostalgia for the nostalgic ones that enjoyed the TNA in the years 2000. Okay, 2004 was a bit too early. Was really like the first days, but I guess 2006 to 2011 on a 5-year run, they were pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I am wrong. But I think TNA when I think TNA when they were on Spike on Thursday nights, I think had bigger ratings than what people are watching Raw now. So I think it was between 2 and 3 million back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were booming.
So I think at one point it was kind of like a cult following. I guess a bit of what AEW is now. I guess it was the alternative. So that's what it was. But
that was the
there was some good times.
That was the era of the main event Mafia.
No, Main Event Mafia was at the end. Was 2011 to 2013 around
Okay, so
there.
you're talking about AJ.
I'm talking about AJ, Samoa Joe,
Okay.
even CM Punk a bit in 2004 before coming to WWE. Had a little stint. It wasn't very long, but he had a little stint. The Christopher Daniels.
Was the NWA moniker
Yeah.
gone already?
No, well, in
It was still
2004
there, no?
in 2004 they were still under NWA,
Right.
and then
Okay.
around 2006 2007 is when they really went their own way.
TNA, right.
They went their own way, and then there was that beef with Jeff Jarrett, and then he
Yes.
created GCW, I think it-
GWC,
yeah, something,
Global World.
Global Wrestling something promo or something like that, and then they ended up merging those two. But the first few years it was interesting. Even when the 6-sided ring, which I think would be an idea for them, would be not to bring back totally, but to maybe have a pay-per-view where they bring back the 6-sided ring, because it was a big part. I know
For
AJ
sure.
Styles has talked about it before. I think it was on the Stone Cold podcast, where how awkward it was at the beginning to work in a 6-sided ring,
Right.
where it actually was more dangerous for injuries. I think he talks about it, so that would be interesting. If you want to hear about that, go watch that podcast with Stone Cold. But I'm all for it. I don't watch too much Impact Wrestling or TNA. I try to catch maybe pay-per-views, or when I hear that there was a good match, I'll go back and watch it.
Right.
But I think this is a good move for them. I think this is a good move for TNA and Anthem, which is the company that owns TNA.
Yeah, no, excited. I do like that idea of a 6-sided ring. At least bring it back as a gimmick pay-per-view kind of thing every once a year. Why not? If you want to bring it back entirely, I don't know. You would make it. That is when they boomed, technically, right? Is when they did have the 6-sided ring. And they were still booming a little bit when they got rid of it as well. So but I don't know. I think definitely doing it so far as a gimmick matchup. I did remember that AJ interview with Austin. He did mention that it was really dangerous, though, and you really have to get used to it. So I don't know. A lot of those wrestlers might, not be ready for that yet. But yeah, no, excited for TNA to be TNA again. That was when they were booming, and that should be what is it? Hard Justice or Hard to Kill?
I think it's Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill, I think.
I think it's Hard to Kill.
That I'm probably going to give it a watch because I'm excited to see. That's when they're going to reignite the TNA brand completely there. So I'm definitely excited to watch that and see what they change up, because everything's going to be different, obviously. So yeah, it should be exciting. It's an exciting time for TNA. Now at least they got to deal with Endeavor for the TNA Plus app, which maybe might help them with promotion and all that too, of getting stuff done. Because I don't know, Impact wasn't really working. So.
Who's the problem? Because Impact actually was. They were doing pretty good in the storytelling department. They really tell some good stories on their weekly shows and pay-per-views. It's just nobody's watching. That's the only problem. What's up, Nelson? Nice to have you on. Thanks for still listening to us, even though it's been a while. So,
yeah, been a while, and in the morning on Plus. Woof.
Yeah. A little Saturday morning wrestling, baby, just like back in the days.
Just like back in the days.
You know how we do. Do we have any more breaking news? Or news? Kind of not breaking.
Not breaking. We've been off that breaking shelf for a hot minute. I don't know. I mean, Jade Cargill is on limited time in terms of she has limited time in the ring. She's apparently only doing 1 or 2 training sessions at the Performance Center. She's mentioned that it's a lot more professional than maybe like a lot more. I don't think she said than AEW.
I feel I feel that magic has disappeared. It's a
Um,
passe.
I mean, I don't know. I think Trips is maybe gonna do it to the point where we kind of just forget about it.
Paul.
Paul, excuse me. Paul is gonna. That's fair. Paul is gonna bring her when she's ready. We know how green she was, right?
Green like the green grass.
Yeah, that's it. We know how green she was. I think she definitely needs the training, and I think it's gonna be to a point where we're gonna forget about her.
Exactly.
I think that's the point.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
We're gonna forget about her, and then we're gonna be surprised.
But even if she's not green and she does do her debut, do we care?
I think I'll care. I think I'll be. I think I'd be excited for it.
It depends. Like it depends how you bring it up, when
That's
she
it.
comes, who she interferes in, who she gets involved with. She definitely could be at the Rumble. There's a definitely strong possibility that
Yeah.
Which
even though which it's perfect time to plug. Join us January 7th for the Rumble Bash. We're doing our second annual Rumble Bash where we had a great time last year. So if you want to join us for the Rumble, where there will be food, drinks, and pools, some money prizes to be won for the Rumble pool. So guys, if you want, just get in contact with us, and we'll be happy to give you all the extra information on that. I think Rumble definitely is a strong possibility for Jade Cargill because I think even if she's still green, I think we could still manage something. She doesn't have to stay in there long. It could be. I guess you'd still have to be careful because you don't want to bury her. But at the same time, there's so many people involved in the Royal Rumble match that I don't think you can expose her too much. Even if she does have to stay there from between 5 and 10 minutes. Yeah, no problem. Even if she has to stay in that Rumble for 5 to 10 minutes, I think there's so much things going on that it wouldn't expose her as being green too much. But I don't think she'll be ready by then.
Me personally, it could be at the Rumble, it could be at 101, it could be at Tag or in any form. I just want to see her in the ring with Belair.
Well, definitely, that's a dream. That's a dream feud.
Even if they became a tag, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to see her against Bianca. That's a big feud. I'd absolutely love to see her against Charlotte. Yeah, those are probably the two biggest feuds I would like to see. But for that to really hit its maximum potential, she needs to get better in the ring. And right. I think when she came in, they were pushing her and making her appear on TV, which I think got a lot of good feedback from her appearance. But then as the time of her being at the Performance Center, either two things. Either they saw, okay, she's way too green for us to be pushing her on TV already, because then it's going to take way too long for us to actually put her in a real feud or match. And then they go, okay, let's press the brakes, let her work in the Performance Center a bit, let the people forget about her a bit and bring her back when the time is right. Or it's kind of a little punishment for that tweet she did in an answer to a fan that tweeted her, when you're gonna wrestle, all we do is see you making appearances. I'm paraphrasing here, and she her answer was type of in the way, why do I need to wrestle while I'm still making the money? So it's like, why do I need to wrestle when I'm still when that check is still coming in, clearing every week?
Exactly. That's always that tweet. Or X, what do you call it? Is it still a tweet?
Yeah, I guess it would be called
it's still a tweet. Yeah, I don't think he's changed. He's changed it to X, but I don't know.
But yeah, some people call it still a tweet. Some people will say a post. You can't retweet stuff. It's you post it now. So you repost it or whatever. So whatever. Post on X, on Twitter, on formerly known as Twitter. If we're gonna be correct here for people to understand. But
send an Elon. I'm sending you guys an Elon.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with them taking her off TV, because it could have been like, okay, now you're kind of exposing yourself there, and you're kind of putting us in a kind of spot where where you're making it look like, okay, we don't need you to wrestle, so we're just gonna pay you every week to just show up, during a segment, which we do. They didn't hire her for that, guaranteed. Um, she was improving during her last few matches in AEW. So I don't think she's that far away, and I think she's in the perfect place to really develop her wrestling skills. Would be at the Performance Center with all the coaches around and all the other her peers that she could ask for advice from. So I think it won't take another year of her being off TV.
No. It's definitely way too long.
But I would say, if I were a betting man, which I am, I would definitely say for that, the after Mania, for that period where they call it the beginning of the new season, usually after they make all the cuts or the releases after Mania, maybe even the Raw after Mania, of around that time frame. I see a return of Jade Cargill. And maybe I would have liked, like we're talking, I would have liked to see a Charlotte feud.
That's what a lot of people think, though. That's some people are saying that's for Mania kind of thing. So I don't know.
That would look great, but I don't know with Charlotte's injury yesterday on SmackDown, which I think wasn't the work. I think it's legit injury.
It's a real deal, yeah. I didn't see it, but whatever.
She's screaming, "It's my knee!" She's telling the ref, "It's my knee! It's my knee! Ah, shit! It's my knee!"
And it was off cam, I think. No.
Yeah, and it was off cam. So I think we would.
Mind you. That doesn't mean anything nowadays.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, because it could have been the other camera angle, could have been one of their angles that they ended up putting, that they ended up showing up. I get the video that's on social media.
And I keep saying, man, it's her fucking moonsault, because she did her moonsault yesterday, and I'm like, yo, you're gonna pop your knee. Like, the fact that you always land on your feet, you're gonna pop your knee. Yeah. I don't think in this case it was due to the moonsault, because she was walking and wrestling fine afterwards, but I don't know, maybe it just hit. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, she has to stop at that moonsault, because I cringe every time I see it. One, because it's an ugly moonsault, but two, she always lands on her feet, and then she does like a little bend, obviously, and I'm just like, yo, you're gonna pop your knee. It's gonna happen. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, just because I don't like your moonsault, sure, stop it because of that, but I'm terrified for you. And then I hear she popped her knee. I'm like, it's the fucking moonsault. It's the fucking moonsault. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, hopefully it's nothing too serious, and she's not out for all that long.
An extended period of time. Maybe, hopefully it's just a tweak, and she has a couple of weeks off, and she'll be back and she'll be okay, hopefully, because she's a big piece of that women's division. I've been really liking since Survivor Series, or the week before Survivor Series, I was really liking the new chemistry with Becky, especially in the press conference after Survivor Series. They were at the same time, they went to the table at the same time to answer questions, and I enjoyed it. There was even a journalist that said, there was even a journalist asked, he goes, "Oh, so now you guys are," the type of question, "Are you guys are best friends now, or you guys are going to go out or whatever, be together?" And they're like, "Oh, let's take it easy there, one step at a time." But it was really fun working together again, and all that. So that could have been a possibility. But injuries and accidents happen, and hopefully everything's okay and she could get back in the ring as soon as possible.
That's it. Otherwise, maybe it could be Jade versus the Man as well.
Bianca, Becky,
or Bianca, Becky. Yeah. That could still work. Maybe even Bayley, too, could be good. Lord knows. I mean, Bayley's a good wrestler. It's just, we haven't seen it in a hot minute because Damage Control. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, if the Charlotte thing doesn't work out and she is injured for a while, they would have to. I mean, the Man could be good. Bianca, I don't think she has anything going on right now, technically. Yeah, or maybe someone coming up from NXT. Maybe she goes to NXT first. That'd be weird. But I mean, it could help NXT's ratings, and also maybe not for too long. but she can definitely do something there for a bit.
Yep, it's definitely a possibility, especially because I don't think a problem with her mic skills or promo skills.
Oh, that's perfect.
I think she's got that that under control. So maybe just a little run on NXT. She doesn't have to win no titles there. Just maybe have a few maybe a month there, 4 weeks. Show up on NXT, have some matches. Because I think the star power is too big to have her there. It might affect her star power by going to NXT, unless she just goes there and just like has 3-4 matches and just squashes them all. But then I don't know. It would be reminding people too much of her AEW run if she starts squashing people.
But they do squash people though. Remember, like Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley. They always have those like squash times when a new person comes in, and it could very well be a thing that they do. That it was under the Vince era though, so I don't know if Triple H does do that. We shall see. And so with that, I mean, there's nothing really too crazy. And of course, obviously, we saw Randy Orton come back, Survivor Series. That's great. It turned out to be him. Everyone kind of thought it was maybe going to be CM Punk as the other guy.
Shit.
But it was Randy Orton. He heard voices in his head. He's back. He's doing his thing. It's great to see him back. And now
that's a big surgery he's coming back from. It's a neck fusion. So some people
he seemed a little gassed at Survivor Series just by doing a few little things. One, I would obviously just going up that turnbuckle and going down. I'd probably be, you know what I mean? But I mean, he had a crazy injury and he's not used to it. I'm sure he did, go on the Performance Center and do a few little things, but it's not the same. No. Your energy gets wasted a lot too with all the crowd. You're seeing everything there. You're amped. You're excited. So, a little ring rust, but, it's going to take a little bit, but he's Randy Orton. He's a professional at heart. I think Kevin Owens was the one that said that it's good. He's one of the locker room leaders, and a lot of the wrestlers put on their A show when he's there because they feel his energy kind of thing, and they want to do right by Randy kind of thing. So good to see that. Good morale for Randy Orton being in the backstage area.
I really liked when he took that chair inside the cage, inside the working. He sat down and he's like pointing towards CM Punk. Hurry up, I want to get out of here.
And he's like, "Yeah, come on." I'd like to go home sometime soon. It's clobbering time, but it's also Survivor Series ending time. Let's go.
Get your shit over so I can get the fuck out of here. I like Randy. I like Randy Orton. I know maybe he might have that reputation, more earlier on in his career of being kind of that like rebel or always like troublemaker type of reputation. But now he's a 20 plus year veteran, third generation wrestler, has a lot of respect in the industry, and one of the best of all time. Cannot go around it. Obviously, we could debate where he goes on that list, but definitely one of them. So happy to see him back after 18 months and after that big surgery. I'm really happy, and he looks like he's been having fun since he's back. So so if this is his last run and he just wants to ride the boat and have fun, man, go ahead.
All more power to you.
All more power to you. Anything you do, I think can work. Obviously, it takes two to tango, so it depends who he's put into. But I think any feud you goes, the person will have respect for a guy that type of Randy Orton, and it will end up being good for business. So welcome back, Randy.
Yeah, indeed. Welcome back. And I think he's there to put, I think even on his last run, he was there to put people over too. So, work with some of the younger guys, put them over. You know what I mean? Do a thing with Gunther. Let Gunther knock the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Make him look good. And I'm sure he's more than happy to do that with the younger guys. So that's perfectly fine. And that is great. Welcome back, Randy. Yeah. And welcome back indeed. And with that, I don't know. If we have nothing else, we're gonna hit straight to AEW in Montreal. It was here for Collision and Dynamite. But do we have any more news that you guys have saw that you'd like to talk about before we get into?
No, we could definitely switch towards AEW. Maybe we could keep Montreal for the end, but we could switch in AEW. The Devil. I really want.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we haven't been here for a while. It's true. Yeah, so we got a lot of.
The possibilities are endless. I think my beef with AEW, especially in the last 6 months to a year, has been the storytelling and the stories they do tell on their TV shows. And I think this Devil storyline has been one of their strong points. I won't lie. Maybe a wrench in the was thrown with that injury to Adam Cole. So maybe that's why, because it is. I agree with some people saying out there on the internet, saying that it's dragging a bit too long. Okay, we want a development here in this storyline, but I think it did throw them off a bit with that injury, with that unexpected injury from Adam Cole. So I'm able to.
Where did he get injured though?
It was coming down to the ring in a segment during a MJF match, where he stepped over the steps and then he kind of like leaped over to like jump to the other side of the ring, and he kind of landed badly. You see it on the video, like right away he starts hobbling. He finished the segment, but that's the moment he got injured, guaranteed.
Okay.
It was when they just had, I think it was the week that following them winning the ROH tag titles.
Oh no! Okay, was that okay? Wow. Okay, and, I had originally thought like the injury wasn't that bad, and then he came back for a little bit. Obviously at not Forbidden Door. The last pay-per-view they had.
Full Gear. Mm-hmm.
And then like whatever, he was hopping there with his crutches. So because I'm. We'll talk about it, but I'm thinking a lot of people think he's the Devil, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, there's a lot of things too.
Yeah.
We'll definitely go into that, but I thought we were going to see it there at Full Gear. You know what I mean? We were going to see something going on. MJF was injured. Adam Cole is going to take his spot. MJF comes back. He says no. We really start seeing him be a true face. It's been happening. And, there's some kind of turn. And then, almost Devil is the Bullet Club kind of thing with Adam Cole and Jay White. But no, that didn't happen. So, like you were alluding to there, though, a lot of people can be the Devil. We've heard a bunch of names: Adam Cole, Britt Baker, because of the whole voice changing laugh thing. It sounded like it was a woman's voice, but it was toned down. MJF himself. We've seen the Devil and MJF not be basically in different places. Doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't two Devils.
We all know this MJF babyface time period right now is not going to last an eternity.
Right. That's why it's perfect for him to be the Devil, though. Ultimate heel move, really good. The only thing
that throws a bit of cold water on it is the fact that Adam Page mentioned it this week on Dynamite and the promo. So that's why maybe if that would be the case, they wouldn't have mentioned it. But who knows? It could still very well be MJF.
They also know, though. They also know too that the fans are talking about it as well. So they don't want us to think we're stupid and not thinking it's MJF. So why not throw that curveball too? Oh, they mentioned on TV, so it's not MJF, right? There's going to be people who are thinking that too,
it's
like
Punk,
you are currently.
Of course.
Definitely not Punk. That was also a rumor too. Yes. So we can definitely rule that out. It's not CM Punk unless he's the Rick Rude of the business and is going to pull a swerve and ends up being, I don't know, but no.
Imagine lawyers come out, and it was all a work. because the contract with AEW was never terminated, so
Uh-huh.
it kind of voids the contract with WWE. But no, get that out of your imagination.
Yeah.
That is not happening.
No.
You know what I wish is not fucking happening, and I will be fucking disappointed, and it wouldn't. And recently, I've been very disappointed with AEW.
We'll
but
talk about it.
Definitely, if this devil is Jack Perry,
Oh my
I
god,
would
right?
be fucking pissed.
Oh my god, I hate that. I fucking hate that.
That's
being
who
a
I think
thing.
it is. On top
Oh,
of it,
you Miz hating, Punk hating, theory making, crazy big red you. No. Jack Perry is no, and I read this article of but he's been suspended since the
Yeah.
devil came out, and all this and all that, and I'm like, no, Jack Perry. First of all, this makes no fucking sense with MJF and Jack Perry. Sure, they had a little feud before, but who the fuck
Or-
hasn't had a feud with MJF?
or I also could say it's Dolph.
But I would definitely prefer it being Dolph.
For sure,
There's no
anybody
doubt.
but Jack Perry.
Okay, basically, this has
but-
to be somebody outside the company.
No.
The only person I would accept it from being inside the company is Wardlow, and you would have to fucking give it to me good as a storyline.
He's too
Pause.
short. Warlord
Yeah, I
is
know. That
humongous.
sounded a bit bad.
Humongous.
Oh, pause. Yes, I mean no. So Wardlow is part of the devil, but he's not is part of the devil's crew there or the
Okay.
devil's rejects.
Oh, you
but
think
he's not
so?
the devil. Yeah, I don't know. It just there's a taller dude there. He kind of has a Wardlow build. I saw a thing with the boots. It looks like it's Wardlow's boots.
So this
Um,
this turning into like a faction.
Well, I mean, it is a faction. There's
Well, 'cause
four of them.
it's what are they calling it? The devil and his minions?
I don't think it's the devil and his Devil's Rejects sounds cool though, but
Yeah,
I don't think it's that. I mean, sure, I don't know, but I'm calling it the Devil's Rejects.
Okay, but is the
We saw
actual-
4 of them surround the ring, I think,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
At
right.
Dynamite.
Yep.
And so that wasn't the devil as one of them, though, I don't think. I think
No.
it was just his
No, it was
goons.
just his goons.
I didn't fucking see it at 116. I saw the lights kind of dim down and I saw Samoa Joe looking around and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But then I saw Dynamite and I'm like, oh, okay. It was fucking, it's kind of hard when you're live though, man, with no commentary to fucking guide you. I'm
Yes.
just a lost puppy. Like, whoa, let's go down.
Yeah.
Um,
True though. It's true because the last time we had any news from Wardlow was when he came back and he said that he was really pissed that I can't believe people are liking MJF after all he's done.
mm.
He's fooling you all. I'm coming
He's on
for
my.
you. And then he disappears.
He's in my.
And then he had the MJF wristband
Yeah.
there, right? So everyone was like, what is that kind of thing? So that's just like kind of like a nod to MJF.
But
Maybe I'm coming
I
after
would,
you.
I would agree. I would agree that maybe the leader to be the devil here is not shouldn't be Wardlow, because I don't know if Wardlow has it in him to be the devil. But now that you explained it to me that he might be part of the faction that is these devils, minions, rejects, goons, I think that can work.
And MJF being the devil could also really work too. They were together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They
that would
started
be-
together.
That would be a good reveal. That would be
kind of
a-
thing. That would be
definitely a
an
good
awesome reveal. Samoa Joe, MJF, Adam Cole, or Adam Cole and Britt Baker are
Jungle Boy.
devils for inside the company for me.
Okay, yeah. From inside the company, I definitely think Britt Baker is a possibility.
Really?
Because they gotta do something with Britt, and I think the only way to bring her back to the momentum that she had when she was champion would be something like this. Make her the leader of an important faction, kind of like she is kind of backing up her husband here, but I think
Or not
think-
going after
not.
her husband's friends.
yeah, it could very well be. I think that can work because I think she has the stature
Mhm.
to do it. I think she has the enough confidence now to do it. And I think she has the mic skills to do it.
For
So I think it's definitely a possibility. I would be okay with that. I would be okay with Dolph Ziggler. and I think that's the ones I'm thinking of that I would be okay with. Anybody else that I'm not thinking of and that they bring up, then I think would be okay too. Because if I'm not thinking of it, then I would be surprised and I would pop. So that would be okay. But definitely not Jack Perry.
No
please.
Jungle Boy. No
But,
Jungle Boy.
but why? I don't understand why it's so bad.
He won't be able to handle it. He won't be able to handle. He's not great at talking on the mic. Sure, when he was heel, he was a little bit better, but he's not a leader. I'm sorry, Jungle Boy, but he's not a leader of a faction. He's too sure. Maybe he might be building up or whatever. But no, even with his heel work, he's not ready for that. He's not ready for that. He still has a lot more to do. This is a big storyline, and he's not ready for main event. The main event picture just yet. Again,
go ahead, finish. Sorry.
I think it's I can't help but think it's MJF still though.
I think it's a strong
fucking works so
possibility.
well.
I just think that after all these months, you're waiting for a reveal. It better be something that people are going to be like, "Whoa, didn't see that one coming." Like, wow, like okay.
Well, I mean, that's it. I think they're waiting for Adam Cole, though. I think they're waiting for Adam Cole to maybe not be as injured, perhaps. Yeah. And then there's a thing where MJF is getting beaten by the goons. Adam Cole comes out, helps him. Lights go out. No one is in the ring. The devil is behind him. Hits him with a chair or something crazy. Takes off the mask. It's MJF. You know what I mean? Like, I could see it. And anyone who could pull that off would be MJF.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Would be MJF because we know he's a fucking coward and he's a snake, and that would work completely.
Because what would you think? Let's say if you guys were booking this or were writing the promos, when the reveal does happen, there's got to be like a strong ass promo explaining why that person was the devil and doing what he was doing.
Right.
And if that promo explaining it is not at the maximum, I think you drop the ball with this. And I think Jack Perry is a strong possibility that he drops the ball with this.
For sure.
I think that it needs somebody that could impact.
Like you need like a Christian type of style. You know what I mean? An MJF kind of style. A CM Punk kind of style. I know it's not CM Punk, but I'm just saying the people that can actually talk on the mic and really hold the crowd. You need someone who's absolutely phenomenal on the mic. And Jack Perry is not it. Not it. And go.
What if it's someone in management?
Oh God, it's Tony Khan. Imagine, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, actually, that's not bad.
If it was Tony Khan,
he can't fucking talk, bro. Did you hear him on Dynamite? He came out every 5 fucking seconds.
It's a big announcement. It's true. He was bad on Dynamite.
I agree with you guys. Daniel Bryan leaving? No. We got something for you guys here in Montreal, great wrestling city. No offense, Tony Khan. Tony Khan, I love you. Thank you for coming here. But I mean,
that promo after you're right.
Socially awkward, bro.
Yeah.
You're a cool dude.
He would have to have a mouthpiece for that to happen.
Yeah.
For that to happen, I think it would be a good idea if you would be a good talker on the mic. I think that would be a great idea.
But there's other people in management, but Tony.
Yeah, listen, if it's QT Marshall. And it was all
leaving.
Work.
No, he's done. He's gone.
I know. But I'm saying if it
maybe
was
Jerry Lynn.
Maybe that's a swerve.
Yeah. I don't think he has enough weight, like for not the company, but I'm saying I don't think he has enough weight with the viewers to be that.
Yeah.
I think he would be able to do it because I think he was originally a good talker, and if you show emotion, I guess he would be able to do it. But I don't think it would be enough weight with the viewers to actually carry the ball after.
It's Flair.
If it could definitely be Flair. It could definitely be Flair and a bunch of his minions. But do they want to give that much airtime to Flair? I don't think so.
That and Flair's like the whole Sting. Flair is gonna turn on Sting. That's what's happening with Flair, and that's
I think Flair is just for this last farewell tour of Sting.
Bro, he's turning on Sting. It's going to be Flair versus Sting for his last match. It's fucking happening.
God.
It's fucking happening. That's the only thing they have.
Is not part of that?
in
Or the pay-per-view to watch
Greensboro, North Carolina, where it all started.
All started, bro. That's the whole reason why they did that fucking promo. Like, this is gonna happen, or Flair's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Probably in a
here or
tag
something.
team. I don't think they would face 1-on-1 though, but probably in a tag team.
Tag team. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Against who?
So they could. So there would be
Flair and Jay
not
Lethal, because Jay Lethal was always fucking partnered up with Flair.
not in a tag team together. I'm saying against each other, but with tag partners, so they wouldn't
So
be
it'd be
exposed.
Sting and Darby versus Flair and whoever.
And if Flair would find his partner, yeah. Dolph Ziggler, Andrade.
Jay Lethal.
Andrade, even though there is rumors that they are separated, so I don't know if
No, they're together.
No, that's not good. He had a picture of his hand on Charlotte's ass, so
okay,
they're
So,
still good.
He was squeezing the
Good
peach.
job.
He was
'cause we
squeezing
always-
the cheek of the
and she was wearing her ring, her wedding ring at the press conference after Survivor Series.
Oh,
So
yeah? Nice.
So I thought it was maybe just to keep up appearances, but if his hand was on her ass, then yeah, I think they're still good.
or sexual harassment's going on, Case.
But yeah, Andrade is a possibility. Yeah, I think there's
Could it be
it's
the
a possibility.
Hardys?
The Hardys.
What do you mean, like teaming up with Flair?
No, sorry, I'm talking about the devil. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's.
Because I just saw something on my phone fast. That's why.
But Matt Hardy, I don't think so either.
Delete.
He's already complaining again on his podcast about not having enough airtime. But bro, he doesn't deserve any airtime. So
Yeah.
Jeff probably deserves a bit more airtime
For sure.
But Matt, no, absolutely. Maybe, hey, listen, I don't know. Put another single run for Jeff and have Matt be his
Or,
his
I mean, they'll
mouthpiece
get
or
the-
his manager, but no.
They'll get their runtime when they do Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. That will be a little nostalgia thing happening at some point, perhaps, and they'll do that and whatever.
Yeah, like we're 1998 again.
Exactly. In a TLC match.
Party
A
like
TLC
it's
match, yeah.
1999.
But yeah, so that's them. What else? I wanted to talk about something else. AEW before.
I
we
mean,
go
there's
to,
a whole tournament thing going on again.
Oh yes. Obviously, that was it. It
Continental
was
Classic.
It was G1. Do we all agree here that this bootleg version of the G1 is or G1 being the tournament, the round robin tournament in New Japan?
Whose tournament?
We all agreed. I think this tournament was made for Daniel Bryan to win.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
I was
Because I think
saying
since
Swerve.
he's always wanted to fight in the G1 and it doesn't look like it's gonna be able to come to fruition, so they created this tournament for him.
Daniel has to pack it up.
Okay. I didn't realize he never won a G1. He was
Are you
never
sa-
in a G1.
No, he was never in a G1. But
Never,
he's always
okay.
said that he would. That was one of his dreams, is to fight in a G1. And I guess why he did that first contract where he had the permission of fighting in New Japan, but with all these injuries happening recently, I guess Tony maybe doesn't want him to take the chance to go fight in a strong style type of environment where he could get that last injury where won't be able to.
He gets
wrestle no
injury every
more.
week.
But wait, let me get back to Big Red. You were saying that because are you concerned for his health? That's why you said that, or
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's why he meant. So just to be clear, he said that he should pack it up. What he means is he should pack it up so he doesn't get hurt any further, because his matches are still
No, his
top
matches
quality.
are top.
Yeah,
top,
I just wanted to be
top.
clear so nobody listening could think that maybe you were saying he sucks. And
No. Just that every second, third week.
Well,
he's
no, but
high.
that's fair. But his
Yeah.
injury that he got on Collision, his injury that he got on Collision was work. If you saw the reports, not the reports, but the video of him on Tuesday's show for us here.
His
when it
last
was
injury
live.
you're talking about?
Well, his eye is legit, but his injury that he got on Collision, which we'll see tonight,
okay.
technically was a work. It's fucking confusing though, right? When you hear about all these fucking things, and then
Yeah.
Rampage is on the Friday, and then Collision, which is on the Wednesday show, and then Collision was on the
Because he's
Tuesday
basically
show.
running Collision now.
He's the
Pretty-
reason we
pretty
don't
much.
see him cut motherfucker Phil
Well, yeah, he was
in
the
AEW.
Well,
he was the
in
wresler on that
committee.
panel.
Yeah, wrestle on the panel, and
He's
like,
the one who
"Listen,
made the decision.
he's
He's
not
the one
who
who.
made the decision."
Yes.
No,
He's
obviously,
Tony-
the council, the
Tony-
council, the legal council, the other two members on that committee.
That's it.
Obviously, they're the ones who said yes. I think there's reason for terminating that contract. And then when he asked Daniel's opinion, and Daniel obviously said, "I think it's best for the company if he leaves."
Exactly. The one-eyed dragon told
so-
Tony do cut the wire.
Yeah. So he kind of looks like, what's that guy from Austin Powers? With the eye
Oh,
patch?
yeah.
Oh, number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
Tony Khan.
So yeah, he's kind of running Collision, and I think this tournament is for him. So now we have on the next week, we have the two basically front runners on the other group facing each other, which is Swerve and Moxley, both at 9 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Wepa, Miguel, thanks for listening, bro.
Thanks, boss.
Don't you
So-
find,
Go ahead.
even though this was built for Daniel, I find this tournament has buried a lot of talent.
I could agree with that.
It has damaged more than helping anyone.
It's very hard to choose the wrestlers when you already have an idea who do you want to win,
Mhm.
and then choose
Okay.
wrestlers that you're not going to bury, because some people
You
are going to
bury Lethal, you bury Briscoe.
Well, okay, wait. I think
I mean,
Lethal-
Briscoe can get buried. I mean, you know.
Well, wait. Okay, so Lethal, I kind of agree with you. Kind of coming out of this tournament
He won 0.
with less momentum than he went in. That's I agree with that
Honestly, I blame his
100%.
fucking faction though. I think his
Oh, it's not
faction
just
is
full of
shit.
shit.
Yeah. So I don't think that's really helping him either. I think this tournament is to push Swerve and
Swerve is gonna win it.
Brian. Well, that's why I said whose tournament. I
Because
would like to see Swerve win it, but
Because
if it's a Daniel Bryan scenario like that, it's
Because if-
very possible that it's Swerve Bryan at the
if
end. Wait,
Turkey
are
Neck-
they in the difference?
I think so. I think that's the way to go. I think Mox can. I know the story. The story
Turkey
behind
Neck
it.
Mox
Okay,
cannot win.
the Blackpool Combat Club, the two guys of the Blackpool Combat Club. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
all that,
yeah.
but I think Swerve would be the opponent there to really put on a big match, and that it wouldn't like people are being like, oh fuck again, Daniel Mox again.
correct
or-
me if I'm
or-
wrong. The winner of this tournament gets a title, right?
Well, they get the ROH World Heavyweight title.
Exactly, and the New
They
Japan
get the New
Strong-
Japan Open or Strong, whatever
Yeah.
title. They get
Yeah,
the,
but wasn't that if
they get the
wasn't that
trophy?
if Kingston ends up being in the match?
No.
He
Kingston's-
was in the tournament. He's out.
No, Kingston
But he's out.
is putting up his titles for the
regardless
tournament.
if he's in the match or not.
for the tournament. Yeah,
Oh,
if he loses,
okay.
if he doesn't win the tournament, he loses those titles.
And he has no chance of
Oh,
winning
okay.
anymore.
No, he has no chance because he has 2 losses, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Never
So-
burial. But my point is, whoever wins this, he's laughing. Whoever wins this, has to go to New Japan as well.
Well, you're gonna have to eventually defend that.
So Swerve
open
wins
weight
because
or
Daniel
open
can't do
or
shit.
strong or
Okay,
whatever.
that's
yeah.
my point.
We could
Well,
go
I
on
mean,
strong.
also you can have a New Japan guy come down here and win it
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
him too. You don't necessarily need to go to New Japan.
That's true. That's true. There's 2 possibilities where he doesn't have to go to Japan, where he defends it on Strong, which
Yeah.
is filmed here, or like JLB said, you send over some New Japan wrestlers to AEW and you take back that title. But I just want to get back to Mark Briscoe because I think Lethal, yes, has lost a bit of momentum from these matches in this tournament.
Right.
But I think Mark Briscoe has put on the 2 matches he's put on have been
Great.
great matches.
Yeah.
Great.
And I think
I think Swerve helped him
Yeah.
a lot there too.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that statement 150%. And I don't think it has hurt him no more. He's so liked by the fans that as long as you put on a good match, with
Calls.
close calls, close finishes, I think he'll be okay. Now, where it's important, where you don't drop the ball with Mark, because you can, like they were mentioning on. I was listening to a podcast this week. I think it was the wrestling post, and they were saying we don't want. We want Mark Briscoe to obviously can't win no more because he's at 0 points. But what he can do is, let's say, like for example, when the Canadians are not making the playoffs, and they're in the last 2-3 games of the season, they're playing some team that is fighting for a spot in the playoffs, and they ruin it for them. So he could play that role of let me ruin it for somebody else, let's say, because I think how many are there in each group?
6.
There
8,
5 or 6.
5, okay.
Yeah, I think it's
In
5
each
or
group?
6. Yeah, in each group, in each group.
Because there's 5 matches in total, right? That each wrestler has to do technically.
Yeah, okay, so there's 6 people in each group, right?
Okay,
So that means there's he still has to. So they fought 3 because they have 9 points both. So they fought 3 already matches. So there's 2 left matches. So what he could do is let's say Swerve wins, and then he ends up no, because he already fought Mark Briscoe. Let's say Moxley wins against Swerve, and then he beats Swerve. Then he just ruined Swerve's opportunity to win that.
But I still find they're burying wrestlers. They shouldn't be burying.
Well, someone's got to lose. It just depends on how the matchup gets done.
That's why I would have put the top of the top in this tournament.
Exactly.
I would have put the top of the top in this tournament because it makes the people that win it even better, and you could have those top quality matches without having the risk of burying the ones that are going to lose.
And since there's a New Japan title, they should added at least 3 New Japan.
They should have definitely been. They should have definitely been New Japan wrestlers. At least 1. I would have liked 2, 3, maybe a bit too much on 12 wrestlers.
2,
but definitely 2 would
one
be would have been one in each block. Yeah, would have definitely been good for that. I think it would have brought more of that feeling of that G1, that prestigious feeling that the G1 tournament brings to wrestling fans, or at least hardcore wrestling fans. But yeah, I still think this is a thing for Bryan Danielson.
But he's not going to win it.
No. Oh, you say he's not going to win it?
No.
I say there's a strong possibility. I think my call would be him, because I think this, like I said, this tournament, it was made for him.
Yeah.
The only other person I see would be Swerve.
Swerve is going to win.
Would be Swerve. He's so over.
So
every match he puts, it delivers. He delivers the merchandise. In some cases, even carries the load. So I think if it wouldn't be Daniel, I would be totally fine, and I would even push for Swerve to win. But I think it's just this was made for Daniel. And I think, hey, you give me a 40-minute, half an hour to 40-minute match. What do they call banger from
banger
from Daniel Bryanson and Swerve? I think can work miracles.
And I don't think they've ever fought against each other, right?
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, that should be fun. That would be because Swerve could get technical as well too, kind of on a Daniel Bryan style or Bryan Danielson style. So yeah, I'd be down at World's End. Give me a good 40-minute match. You can definitely do it. Your pay-per-views are 4 hours anyways, 5 hours. So you can definitely spend some time on that. And I think that would be a good selling point for the pay-per-view too. So
yeah.
And I don't care who wins. I'm good with either or. It's a good send off for Bryan Danielson, or it's a top of, or it's just going to help elevate Swerve, which everyone's down for too. Everyone's looking forward for this guy to get a belt soon. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. Before we jump on to Montreal, I just want to say because, like I've said, I've bitched about AEW storytelling for a while now. So I want to point out the good things they're doing with their story. So this Devil's storyline was
Mhm.
definitely working for me. And the only other storyline that's definitely working for me in AEW, which I'm enjoying, and that JLB mentioned the the main piece of this storyline, which was Christian, is this whole thing with Christian, Edge a bit less, like a bit like he should be better in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if having the freedom of the mic, complete freedom on the mic, is maybe, I don't know, holding him back a bit. I don't know, but I'm really enjoying, especially this.
Well, I like their
change.
last promo that they had where he kicked him in the nuts before they were going to come to Montreal. I mean, I think that was kind of well done.
Yeah,
I do think Edge is still trying to get used to it, though, because he maybe has so much freedom. He's kind of confused by it, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to a written script for him or little pinpoint notes of what to bring up. He's been in WWE for so long, too. Christian has had other experiences with TNA and obviously AEW. So for Edge, it's a whole new ball game as well. That is definitely one of the other storylines, though, that they are, I wouldn't say as good as promoting as with the Devil, but definitely for the TNT Championship, probably one of the top storylines they've ever done with the TNT title. So
yep, I like this new twist with Nick Wayne's mom.
Milf Wayne, baby.
Milf for real.
Coming to help out. I think
predictable as fuck, but it still worked.
Yeah. I think with the way, because he did hit her, if I'm not mistaken, a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, Christian.
He shoved her, I think. He shoved her, and he was gonna and he was gonna concerto her, no?
Yeah, that's it. He was going to concerto her. And then she witnessed.
I don't think you could use that as a verb, but we did.
And then, we just did. And she definitely. So maybe the twist in why she turned was maybe because she actually had to watch Edge give a concerto to her son. So maybe that's made her turn. But I'm definitely wanting to know why she did that. So that's a good story. If I want to know what's next in your story, then you're doing a good job in presenting it to me. So I wanted to point out those two storylines, because my main beef with AEW is the storytelling on a weekly basis. Give me a reason to watch next week, and those for now are basically, other than the occasional good match that I would want to watch. Hey, bro, did you see that good match on AEW, Wrestler A versus Wrestler B? And then I go back and watch it. Other than that, those are the two reasons that I still want to watch the Dynamites and the Dynamites. I'll say the Dynamites because I haven't watched Collision and Rampage in a whole lot of time.
Right.
So,
amen.
And I think that's also the problem too with AEW's when they do get a storyline, they kind of, like Tony Khan, just forgets about everything else. The Devil has been working good, and the Edge and Christian thing, but aside from that, they really have nothing else necessarily going on. Okay, I mean, I guess maybe the Ruby Soho and the Mike Menard thing going on. Is it Mike Menard or is it the other one? With the whole little relationship thing going there.
Natty Magic or Cool Hands?
I think it's Cool Hands. I don't think it's
Cool
Natty
Hands.
Magic.
So Angelo.
Cool Hands.
Angelo.
Angelo. That's it. Ange going on there. So that's pretty cool. But aside from that, really, I mean, the women's division, you're kind of doing stuff like Tony Storm. Tony Storm.
Sorry. Exactly.
Timeless.
Exactly. Yeah, but,
She is timeless.
I'm really enjoying. She has nothing to work with.
Right.
They're not giving her nothing to work with.
Right.
But definitely she's doing a good job on that gimmick.
On
Definitely.
her own, yep.
Timeless Tony Storm is definitely good. And her
She's
match
so
her match on Wednesday was good. Was one of my high points of Dynamite.
So many assets in that match. Oh.
So yeah, I really enjoyed Tony's gimmick here and what she's doing with that gimmick. She's really taking it all the way. She's really hitting that ball out of the stadium, and hopefully they give her something good to work with, so this won't die in the dust there. So I wanted to give props to her too. So we could say three things that well, two are storylines and one's more of a gimmick because they haven't really given her any storyline to work with.
Right.
But I think she can make it happen. Hey, bring back Britt Baker. I'm sure they could put a good program
Well, I
together.
mean, they're doing something with Rio now, right? Rio came back too. So Rio looks like she's gonna. I don't know when the last time we saw Rio was, but it's been a hot minute.
So a pinup, a pinup. I don't know if I should say this, but okay.
Say it.
He's here for
So
the
we're gonna have a pinup doll versus a blow up doll.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that. Damn.
So for people to know,
So the word of the day, folks, is misogyny. Okay, misogyny. That's
I was not expecting that at all.
yeah.
Oh my.
I'm not a big fan of Rio. I think
either.
she's a good wrestler, but I think her size really hinders what she could bring. Like the amount.
Yeah, but she
of
can
what
go, man.
bring.
I don't know.
She could definitely go. She could
We've seen
definitely
her.
go. It's just not that suspension of disbelief is not there when she's wrestling. It seems like I know that's what it is, but it seems like a choreographed.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with what I was going to say now.
No,
You already
it's
done
like
said it.
it seems like a choreographed like dance. It doesn't seem
Not
like
ballet.
they're actually fighting. And that's my only beef with her because I think she can definitely go and she has talent. Give her an extra 20 to 30, 20, 25 pounds and maybe 2 inches, and she could probably be one of the best. But I just don't believe it. I don't believe it when she's in the ring, and because she's got she's got the energy, and like I said, she's got the in ring skills. But I don't know. I just don't believe her as a threat to anybody that she's in the ring with. But yeah. So, anyways, like I was saying, bring back Britt Baker to give a real program to Tony
Storm for sure, because they both can go promo wise, so it'd be good to go. Wow, we've been going on for a while, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
AEW
Montreal.
was in Montreal for Collision and ROH on Tuesday, and it then was here for Dynamite and Rampage on the Wednesday. Bunch of we've been as Montrealers, we've been looking at the ticket sales. I don't know if you have the numbers there, Kid Crazy, but for
it was 2,998 for Tuesday, and I don't know the final number, but right before Dynamite started, Wrestle Ticks, I guess, had them at 4,950, if I'm not mistaken, before. So maybe some people bought the tickets not at the door, but right before. So maybe let's say around 5,000. I'd say that's around 5,000 for Dynamite. They had the two sections.
It was roughly 8,000 and something, 8,700
for both shows.
For both shows.
Okay, so that made seven. That makes sense. I mean, obviously doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make seven.
It makes 8.
But yeah, it makes 8.
But yeah, maybe that what you were suggesting on one of the posts. On one of the WTN posts, that maybe if they would have sold that in a bunch, like as a package deal,
right?
Maybe a little bit more people would have been there. And I think that.
Well, that was Mike, I think, who suggested that, and I just agreed with him.
Okay, yeah. So I think at 8,000, 7,000, 8,000, I think it would have been better. Okay, because they had the two sections closed right on the side of the hard cam. That's basically, I was expecting that just those two sections, but I didn't expect to have the gaps that you had everywhere else. Because basically,
well, I mean, I also think the two sections were kind of close to. Well, because there was. I felt like there was a lot more camera stuff going on. I saw a lot more than rather in WWE. You know what I mean?
So it wasn't full.
Well, I mean, it was a lot more fuller. There was a lot less gaps. I wasn't there for Collision, so I couldn't tell you. But a lot of people told me that literally the hard cam.
Well, because they're really, you see the difference. Okay, let's say you guys been to the recent WWE shows, right?
Right. Yeah.
They don't always stick to the hard cam side. Sometimes they'll do the headlock to the other side.
Right.
AEW does everything towards the hard cam side because those cameras cannot show that side. They absolutely, production's number one priority is keeping the camera angles away from that side, the hard cam side, which is perfect. You don't want, for your production wise, for people watching at home, you don't want people to see empty seats. I think that causes a problem because now I'm watching it and they're always their back turned to that side. So,
to that side, yeah.
Yeah. So to the side where there's the people. So which is normal because you want to fight the hard cam and you don't want the other cameras to ever have to show that side. So they're always, almost all the cameras, like you said, there was the 3 cameras, which usually I think there's only 2 in WWE on that side. You saw the 3 red dots, which is when the cameras are on from that side, and all the ring side cameras are always mostly on that side, also pointing towards the other side because they don't want to show. So that's a bit of a problem. I don't know why they didn't. I guess because they thought Montreal is such a wrestling city that we were going to have more people. They were going to sell more tickets than they did, because I think it would have been more production wise would have been better at Place Bell.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been to Place Bell, but I mean, it's a smaller venue, and I think you would have packed it a little bit more. I think for the first show, Tony Khan was thinking too much for the Bell Center. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's a lot of seats there. WWE even does their stuff at Place Bell sometimes.
The
non-televised shows are SmackDown. The non-televised shows are there. Sure, this was televised, but this is your first time here.
Yeah,
it's your first time here. A lot of people were complaining that one, we don't really see Collision that much, especially if you don't go on TSN Plus. But also, a lot of people didn't even know that Collision was here. It was horribly promoted throughout. Some people only knew like a week before and stuff like that. And I think that's fair. Tony Khan does have an issue promoting the shows, especially when he shows the taglines at the bottom there. Like, we saw the Montreal one really only the week before. I'm like, yo, why aren't you showing a lot more? Like, he really has to just start promoting those like crazy and just doing a lot more with that. Like how you would do with Wembley. You know what I mean? You're promoting Wembley like a crazy maniac, and you can definitely do the same thing about your AEW Dynamite shows, or I don't know, get some commercial time to actually show what's coming up. You know what I mean? Do a whole graphic on that, or like WWE has. Hi, this is what the fuck's his name? Your buddy, your pal, Scott Stanford. Is it Scott?
Yes,
Scott
Stanford. Yes, your buddy.
Pal. He's a fucking annoying fuck, but I know what's going on December 29th at Place Bell, because the fucker's always there talking every 5 seconds.
I think he's in 75% of the commercials. When they come back from commercial, he's there. Not at every single commercial break, but
every
a majority of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, film something like that for because I think that's Sportsnet's doing.
Yeah, only Sportsnet, yes.
Right? So have TSN do something like that for AEW. You know what I mean? I don't know what's entailed there. Money.
It's filmed in Connecticut at their studio in Stamford, Connecticut, at WWE Studios in Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay.
But it's definitely only showed on Sportsnet, and it's very pushed. It's pushed on Sportsnet. But I think it's not only that. Obviously, I think they have a problem promoting shows weekly, week to week. Definitely. But I think this was also a problem of promoting it in the city. Like when WWE comes, you see Kevin Owens on Salut Bonjour or on Breakfast Television on City TV. You around the city, you see the billboards, you see commercials on regular television. So let's say you're watching a show where, like for example, in French, it's on TVA Sport, they show Raw, and then they know Canada, so they'll pay to have a commercial on TVA Sport saying they're coming. So people, the maximum number of people know that this show is coming to Montreal. I think, like you said, I agree 100%. A lot of people didn't even know. Some people that it's true that they don't follow AEW on a weekly basis, but if they would have known that there was this type of show, they would have been there.
That's it. Because I also feel like there's also a lot of fans who maybe don't watch wrestling anymore like they used to, but they know of the Attitude Era or whatever, and they'll just go to a show to have fun. Kind of thing. I feel like there's a lot of fans like that here in Montreal who will just go out of nostalgia, and they definitely would have went to AEW just because there was people chanting some stupid shit that I feel like might not have even known AEW stuff. They were just chanting to have fun and and I've just been used to the Quebec crowd doing that wherever because
I think it was very how can I say this? It had a very independent scene feel to it. The
Dynamite?
Dynamite. The AEW show and the crowd had a very not to say the basement of a church feel, but I mean like that independent scene.
Where we just randomly chant shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do that in WWE too. For Elimination Chamber, we kind of had. Well, I guess we were more involved with certain chants geared at towards the wrestlers. But I also do think because I don't know, I guess because it's so much not in your face, and TSN only really shows Dynamite, or just maybe due to lack of storylines that they do have, people just chant random obscenities too, right? C'est pas gentil, on s'en calisse, what I mean? They probably don't know who Roderick Strong even is. We should have been popping for when he stood up off his chair. Yep. You know what I mean? And going crazy, but we were chanting "On s'en calisse." You know what I mean? Like, why? But, at that one. That I'm going to agree with you because I heard your TikTok rant and we're going to get to that. Mm-hmm. So some of the stuff didn't make sense. But I just mostly think because they just don't know what's kind of going on with certain wrestlers or certain things. Yep. And they might only know the Jerichos and the Omegas and the Daniel Bryans or the ex-WWE stars of the world. Kind of thing, just because it's so hard for us to watch it here, perhaps, kind of thing,
I think I agree with that. I agree that Collision and Rampage not being live on TV and having to have
that's essentially their promotion.
That hurts, exactly, because your TV shows are meant for that, or for two things: build up your pay-per-views and build up your shows that you're going to go and film TV in.
Right.
So the following week. So I think that's definitely a problem. I think promotion-wise on AEW side, like I mentioned before, definitely a problem. They need to ramp up.
Got to do more TV stuff. I mean, sure, they were at the Bell Center and whatever, but it's not enough. But we did see that. You know what I mean? Like, have, especially your Montreal wrestlers, have fucking Evil Uno come here for a few days. He can do your French stuff. You know what I mean? Like, go to TVA Spa, go to RDS.
Listen, he did an interview on Journal de Montréal, but
did he? Okay.
But by the phone. So that I read the day before. It came out the day before. So it came out on Tuesday. When that same night you're having Collision.
Yeah.
That was okay. I find that okay. You did the interview. It's good. But how many people read the newspaper or go out and check it? Not that much. I would have preferred, okay, you want to be on Journal de Montréal? Why weren't you on Salut Bonjour in the morning, which is one of their most watched show?
Right.
Like Kevin Owens goes often. Why don't you have a Matt Menard and Angelo Coolhands, two other guys?
Definitely those two for sure. I don't know, you know what I mean? Because even when it was good too there, but all three of them, you know what I mean? Like and you're not doing big storylines. So Tony Khan should have been hey, you guys have time? Go to Montreal now, promote the shit out of everything. I'll set the stuff up. Go or ask them. He might not fucking know, right? He's not French. Ask him, hey guys, what's the big things in Montreal that we can go promote, especially for French? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can book this for you. Or hey guys, do you have any connections? Boom, boom, boom. Let's get that done. Even 2 weeks before, just get shit going over there. You know what I mean?
Get your product seen, so people so people are intrigued and want to see the show. Mm-hmm. And the obviously the price wasn't the problem because I got a good deal, but okay, I understand that it's because nobody went. So
how much did you pay?
$140. And
you were what section?
114H.
Okay. Yeah, I got a fucking great deal. But I waited like 2 days before.
Okay, so I
tickets
bought
weren't
it
selling.
almost a month before. So imagine a
Okay,
month before. If that would have been WWE tickets, they would have still been at like $700.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
So I understand you want to get rid of them. So, once you've seen that they're not
Paid
they're not
54
being
for
sold.
116.
You see, that's
Double
a
C.
great. That's a great
That's a
double
great
C.
fucking
Yeah,
double
that's a
C.
great. Yeah, that's a great. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. So that's
Yeah.
so it's definitely promotion. It's definitely a problem. So those are your three things for AEW. So it's promoting with your French or with your hometown wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Your week to week storytelling to make people want to go.
Yeah,
And
well, I mean, you had Edge and Christian, right? Which you thought,
hey,
but they maybe should have did it a little bit earlier too. They
I think
because they kind of did it 2 weeks before, but
yeah, that's when they announced it 2 weeks before, and I think they should have opened up with that match and not closed up with that match. The match wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't main event type. These guys are not 20 years old no more. Okay,
Right.
Even though I enjoyed some spots, but I saw the how do you call it, like their age factored in, like you saw it that they couldn't pull stuff that they would have been able to pull 15 years ago.
Right.
And I think that's what the expectations were at, and I think that's why it was a bit of a disappointment. But only 2 weeks to announce that your main event is going to be two legends, I think is not enough. It should have been at least 4 weeks straight of you telling your viewers and promoting it outside the.
I mean, it should have been directly from. One, kind of weird that you put this on a Dynamite. It should have been pay-per-view, even though whatever. I know you're probably going to have a secondary match.
Mm-hmm.
One, so I think you wasted it on that. Two, you kind of should have. You technically did start it when Edge actually debuted, but you didn't really push the plug on it too much. You should have definitely had a lot more stuff. Edge showing up every fucking show, them constantly doing stuff with Edge and Christian completely. I think that would have definitely helped a little bit more, and then promoted maybe a month before as well. Yeah.
So I think that was a problem. Now let's get to the show itself. Okay, the chants, it's not the end of the world. The chants, my beef with the chants is chanting for no reason. So one of them I was wrong that I mentioned. I don't think I mentioned it on the TikTok. But I was wrong that they were saying it out of nowhere. The double J, I understand why they started chanting double J, because it was two J's in the ring. So it was Jay White and Jay Lethal.
And also the J1-2 we were doing was let's go Jay White, and then it was and then we just said the other
it was let's go Jay, fuck
White.
you Jay, let's go Jay,
yeah, fuck you Jay, yeah.
And so I understood it later on, because even my friend, I was like, but why are they chanting for double J? And then he didn't even catch it right away too. He said, "Wow, isn't he in Jay Lethal's faction?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, but he's not."
Right.
Even,
I also took it as just because they're both named. They'll both have double J's.
But then after, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, okay, they're both J's, so I understand double J. So I'm not gonna shit on that too much. Pas gentil, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
It's not nice, bro. It's not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice.
It's sarcastic.
They said it like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
I guess once was when he hit him with an object or something, so that made sense for them to say it. But I don't know. So it felt sometimes out of place. The holy shit after being thrown in the turnbuckle, well, not the turnbuckle, in the corner post, was a bit like I was looking around everybody around me, and I'm like, bro, holy shit, what?
Well, they also chanted it during Edge and Christian, like right when they were about to start. So I got that, like, holy shit, this is a moment.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. If it's like that, then explain like that. I'm like, all right. But really, the most disappointing thing is you have a wrestling city like Montreal where you couldn't promote the show. You didn't do a good job in building up the eagerness to come and watch this show, and then when the show actually happens, you don't go out of your way to have your the best show of possible. So maybe next time when you decide to come or go to Quebec City like they're doing in March,
Right.
you'll have maybe better people. So you don't have your champion, MJF. Okay, yes, he appeared backstage, but obviously
Right.
we know that was filmed not in Montreal.
Right.
So you don't have your champion, which that's your biggest draw. That's
Right.
your biggest
Yeah.
draw. You're
Yeah.
going probably in the biggest wrestling city in Canada, because you've gone to Saskatchewan, you've gone to everywhere, you've gone to Toronto,
Yeah.
you've gone to Hamilton, you've gone to everywhere. You haven't been to Montreal, which is known as Canada's wrestling city, maybe in competition with Calgary, but I still think Montreal is a bigger wrestling city than Calgary.
Mm.
And you don't have your most popular guy there.
That's it.
That's
Definitely would have liked to have seen a MJF promo for sure. Yeah.
And the matches itself, like I've said, like I enjoyed Tony's match, Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm, and I really, really enjoyed Swerve's
Right.
match with Briscoe. So a little bit disappointed with Mox's match, but I even said as a joke, I'm surprised he's not bleeding yet. To the people around me, and I got a few laughs. But I guess maybe it's because I was live and they go outside. They went in the crowd.
Yeah, they were
To
right
fight.
near me, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw those pictures, so that must have been pretty cool for you. So maybe there I lost a bit of interest there because I couldn't. People were always getting up.
That's
in
it.
front of me.
It's really hard live though. I mean, with my bad vision, it sucks. But even for people with good vision and all that, but just to go over there, yeah, they didn't have the screens up at first.
No, but later on they had it, and I won't lie. For some matches, I was watching the screen.
Yeah,
because I kept on seeing everybody's ass and back.
Right.
So I was kind of like, fuck, man, I'm not getting the full experience here that I'm looking for. So I would just watch the thing. And since the hard cam's on the other side, it would be like if you're watching on TV, basically the big screen. So for some matches in their entirety, I watch it on the big screen. Okay, maybe saying it was the worst show I've been to, because I've been to a few house shows that were bad. But definitely, I'll stick to definitely the worst televised show I've been to. So
I don't know, man, but it was a good AEW show though in itself. I mean, Edge and Christian match, okay, like Mel Meltzer had his reviews there, whatnot.
How much did it give?
Ratings? The Edge and Christian match. Oh fuck, you're putting me on the spot here. Let me check. But he gave Swerve and
Briscoe
4.25.
Fair, very fair.
Yeah. But he also did give, I think, Moxley 4.25.
For real.
Hold on, I got it here. I purposely posted it on our thing so we can.
I've seen it pass by, but I don't remember.
Rush versus John Moxley gave 4.25. I think maybe a 4 or 3.75. I do think Swerve and Mark Briscoe should have got like a 4.50, 50. Jay White and Jay Lethal got a 3.75. I guess that's
also a match that disappointed me because
a bit. Yeah.
I think even Jay White kind of. I felt like Jay White was carrying the load there for that match. It seemed like.
I don't even think he did the Tony Storm match, or maybe I didn't put it on. That's fucking weird.
Well, yeah, if he didn't do it, it would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, most likely me fucking up is the thing. Yeah.
I think Jay Lethal kind of like mailed it in this one. I think maybe he's not too interested in. He understands that this tournament is kind of hurting him. So maybe the interest is not at where it's supposed to be. Because I did feel like Jay White was carrying this match, and I understand why Dave put it on 3.75 stars, because I think it should have been better, and I think these two wrestlers together could be much better than what they gave us. That
for sure, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
What's the other one that they gave? And the Edge and Christian one. What did he give? Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian was 3.75.
Okay, I probably would have put a bit better because then they're putting it on the same level as the Jay White and Jay Lethal
Okay, well, my
match.
friend didn't put it up on. When my friend sent me the thing, he didn't show me the women's match for some reason. So I don't know. That'd be interesting to see if he would have. I'm sure he would have mentioned. That'd be fucked up if he didn't rate it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll double check that just in case. But yeah, no, he gave
so 3.75 for Edge.
3.75 for Edge and Christian.
I think they deserve a bit more than Jay and Jay, than double the double
J. Yeah. Now you're into it.
I think definitely not as good as the Swerve. I don't see how you give those two matches the same score, Swerve and Moxley. Like I said, maybe I would have to go back and watch it.
Well, I mean, honestly, Roosh did some pretty cool stuff, though. I think he seemed a lot more vicious here as well. We definitely need a lot more Roosh. Roosh is a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, his entrance live is fucking amazing. I've never a lot of the music and the entrances I appreciate more live than on TV.
Yeah.
So
El Toro Blanco is good. I think the talent there for him is definitely there. And listen, fucking Moxley is too very talented. Was wrestler of the year last year.
Yeah.
Not this year now, but the year before. He was wrestler of the year, and I think he can go. Like I've said before, he can have technical matches, he can have hardcore matches. But I think he never took that vacation he was supposed to take after Brawl Out, where he was called back in to like kind of take the baton. And because of those guys were all suspended, the Elite and the
but I think he was off for a bit. No,
but I think it was like 2 weeks, so it's not really like really like take some time off for I don't know.
Right.
Give him. He needs to. I said some dumb stuff. I wasn't because I was pissed off at that match, man. It wasn't giving me, and maybe it was because
you fucked up your TikTok though. I mean, fuck AEW. You were pissed off. That's why you wait. You calm down.
Yeah.
And I was
like, I still think fuck AEW, because of what.
Just trying to help you out here, but no. Okay.
No, I understand.
Guy on this hill, fine.
And thanks for the cover, but I'm saying when the dust settled, I could maybe have a more nuanced opinion on why fuck AEW, but I think the fuck AEW stays because step it up, guys.
Promoting, yeah, promoting wise and all that.
Step it up. I'm really pissed as a Montrealer that. Okay, no Sting, no Flair, no MJF, no Britt Baker,
no Jericho,
no Jericho, which is Canadian, no Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega was at Collision.
Oh, he was at Collision.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see Kenny tonight.
Daniel Bryan was there at least too. He was on Collision and things. So that's.
But
cool.
I think Daniel Bryan was on commentary. No, during Dynamite, did he come out for commentary or something? I might be wrong. Whoa.
No, but Daniel Bryan was on Rampage.
Oh, okay. So that's why I remember.
Daniel Bryan was on Rampage. Yeah,
that's why I kind of thought he was there.
Still going on. I thought we're going to be done. Sorry.
No, we're finishing up.
We're done.
We're
I gotta work soon.
Yeah, we're going over Rampage and how I was disappointed in some stuff and how we agree that they should be better in promoting their show and. When you have in the best wrestling city in Canada, your first show, and you have your probably, because I don't care at this point, Kenny and Chris Jericho are bigger than Edge and Christian.
I concur.
At least for AEW, at least maybe not in career like okay, Kenny Omega has just been there for 5 years, so maybe he doesn't have the longevity that Edge and Christian have.
That's correct for sure. But I mean, at the same time, Edge and Christian did help. Again, it's just because of promo for that. I think kind of thing. And then also, I think a lot of people were happy to see Christian. So I think Christian is more over than Edge technically.
Yeah.
So
well, he is the best.
Right now he is. Yeah.
right now he is, but I think he kind of is just in general. From both of their runs, from his AEW run to Edge's last WWE run to coming to AEW, everyone was excited for him to come in. But I think Christian is the one that has, pardon the pun, the more charisma. You know, he's Mr. Captain Charisma
For a reason.
For a reason, and he's just fucking great on the mic. I think this is one of Christian's best runs of his career.
True.
You know, and I'm just talking purely on the mic. His wrestling is still good there and all that. So that's Christian being there. Everyone was happy. Wasn't properly promoted. Kenny Omega was on Collision. I do think you should have did a duo sale for the tickets. I think that would have definitely helped.
Yep.
You know, or just really put your prices down for a bit. Have your front rows at 200, but then have your 100 seating at, you know, like 100 max. Get that shit sold out, man. Tony Khan, you're not going to lose money. I don't know how much the Bell Center is, but you're not going to lose money, man. If you would have made it cheaper, a lot more people would have bought shit. I still bought shit from the venue, food, even fuck.
And even that, another thing, man. When WWE comes to town, you have
more than one kiosk for the show.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
You want people,
then,
it's the first time you're coming here. People are going to want to buy shit, man.
Yeah.
And then it all snowballs because then
you had no Danhausen shirt.
If people don't have your gear, then you don't have that word of mouth. You know how many times I'm walking around with shirts and people ask me, hey, who's that? Where's that come from? Hey, that's the new promotion. Oh yeah, there's a new promotion. And this all is part of the promotion that they're dropping the ball with. I wanted to buy, and they don't have in that kiosk that they did have. They didn't have many options either.
Right.
So not only that, like, okay, I got this big lineup. I don't feel like waiting for the lineup. So
my friend waited. He ended up getting a toque or a beanie, a sweater, and a Rated R shirt.
Yeah. So
he went crazy there, but it was his first live show. So for him, it was very exciting. Whatever.
And he wouldn't have been the only one if there would have been more kiosks open and more shit available.
Right. For sure.
Like more different stuff. But
he wanted a Danhausen thing, right? Danhausen is not Canadian, but his wife is from Montreal. You know what I mean? I think he even lives here now too with his wife. So would have made sense to have Danhausen. It would have made sense to have, I think, a Christian shirt. I don't think they had one.
Yeah.
Sure, they had MJF, but cool. But they definitely should have had a lot more kiosks
Bullet
open.
Club. Bullet Club is one of the most sold jerseys of all time.
Yeah.
With after NWO, obviously, but probably those would have sold a bit, and like people would have noticed. Hey, Bullet Club Gold, what is that? I don't know that. I've never seen that. Oh yeah, it's the new faction in AEW. It's kind of some guys coming from New Japan. Oh yeah, maybe you build up some interest, and people actually fucking want to watch this fucking show.
Yeah. No,
and
that's
that's my beef. My beef comes out that I know that it came out a bit aggressive and a bit out of
because the show was good. It was a good character. Dynamite.
But I left disappointed, and I'm still disappointed because it's your first time in Montreal, and it should have been fucking. You had to hit that fucking ball out of the ballpark, and you didn't. You dropped it. Whether it's promoting or whether it's bringing your best guys. In both occasions, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. So that's my
yeah. I mean, the show itself, though, match wise, it was a good Dynamite. I would say I did appreciate the Tony Storm match. The Jay Lethal JY match was pretty decent in that regard. We didn't have a whole lot of promos. I did think the Roderick Strong promo was pretty epic. It's just we didn't treat it as such.
But you know what? I didn't get to hear everything that he had to say because all you could hear was the chants.
On Carlis.
Yeah, and I understand like we've done it before in WWE. Yes, because I think he was good, and you're telling me that he was actually saying shit that made sense, and I completely agree with you. When he stood up, there should have been a fucking pop.
I didn't fucking notice him standing up was my issue. So I didn't know at the time when I watched it. I'm like, oh, you fucking stood up. I'm like, oh shit.
Nobody noticed. It's like on San Carlos. Not me. I would like to know. It's probably it's involved a bit. It's mixed up in that devil storyline. So
man,
it's
that's
not
what I'm
it's not
saying.
it's not exclusively the devil line storyline, but it's definitely intertwined into that thing with MJF and Adam Cole and all these guys. So that's something I'm enjoying. That's one of the storylines I'm enjoying, and the reasons that I'm still watching and that I came into the show, and now I can't even follow the promo because they're telling him on San Carlos, and maybe it's because they don't understand fucking English, but I don't know.
Well, I do think the acoustics are also a little fucked up at the Bell Center. I am a bit deaf too, so there is that. But even when I went to go see like a 50 Cent show or something, there's certain parts where I was like, but what song is this? And then it hits again, and then I'm like, okay, like the acoustics are kind of a little fucked at the Bell Center. I find I never really like watching shows at the Bell Center. I think,
because I think if I'm not mistaken, when they show the promos on the big screen, you hear better than when they're talking on the mic in the arena.
I would say, a little bit better than actually. It depends. Moxley's, I think, promo at the beginning, right before you got in, when they were showing that one, I think that felt like it was recorded just by the camera audio, and that was it. And I'm like, why the fuck is that so weirdly thing? But no, MJF's was fine. Renee was kind of hard to understand, like when she was not hard to understand, but it was a bit more. It was weird. The acoustics were weird live. The music sounded so much more better though, in my opinion, than when it's on TV. So I don't know there. And then also I did have a problem with the acoustics for the ring mics. I think the mixing is a bit weird. It's a bit loud at times, and all that. So that I would agree, it's kind of weird. But I mean, it was a decent Dynamite for what it was. If you were just to watch Dynamite on TV, it was a good show. They had 3 continental matches.
This is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. I'm ready to give them the benefit of the doubt and go back and rewatch Dynamite because I haven't watched it.
You'll also see me because when Mox and Thing fought, Mox and Rush fought.
Yes, you're behind the green sign.
Behind the green sign, which by the way said my jizz is better than you, and you know it. He got it confiscated afterwards because of that. I guess
no kidding
thing for sure. So that made it on TV, and so it was kind of cool. At least we were on TV there because we wanted to get the seat where Mox was, but we really didn't know, and I just found those seats. And it turned out to be the perfect spot. So that was great.
So that you wanted that and that you got those ones right there.
It was just random. I'm like, bro, these are 54. Let's fucking get it. We're kind of thing. And I got a picture with Evil Uno on plus because we fucking
54. It's the price of the round of beers at the Bell Center. Because I would take 4 beers, it would cost me $52.
That's it. And I paid $22 for a hot dog and a poutine and a Coke.
What about an act?
God damn.
So so I'll do this. I'll rewatch tonight. Finally, I have a Saturday off, so tonight I won't be doing nothing. And since it's on TSN, I'll watch Collision. But right before Collision, I'll watch Dynamite to see if it gives me a different perspective of the wrestling show, the wrestling inside the ring, from watching it on TV than from being there. And I'll if I find that the wrestling matches deserve for me to say actually we're a bit better than I mentioned on that TikTok, then I'll be here next week, or I'll make a TikTok. And
your TikTok was shit, bro. Your TikTok was shit. It was too rough.
But
I want to aggressive.
Maybe it was a bit aggressive, but
a bit.
But the message I wanted to portray was definitely fuck AEW, and I ain't going back with that. But I'm ready to admit that the matches were better than they actually were after watching if they were. So next week,
that's fair.
Or I'll make a TikTok and I'll say that the
we'll be more active on TikTok, guys, too, because sometimes with the schedules and whatnot, we're gonna try every Saturday morning. That is fun. I do have to make sure I have a little bit more time before work to chill, but this time is no problem.
I think we went a bit we went a bit over today because it's been so long that we once we get back on track and where we've talked about everything every week, and we should keep it at 1 hour and a half.
An hour and a half, Big Red, anything AEW? How did you like it? Did you watch it on? No, you went to sleep, right? Did you?
I watched it Wednesday.
Oh, okay. And how were we? How did you think we were?
I found the show was boring.
Okay.
Simple. No, I thought it was very flat. and I was expecting more from the Adam and Christian match.
Yeah, no, that's I think a lot of people were for that. I think
And-
Swerve and Tony Storm's match did it for me.
And another thing is, I find it
and
really,
Russian.
I find it. What's the word? Word I'm looking for. I find it sucked that none of like the Montreal guys were not there.
Well, I mean, right on Dynamite, they definitely weren't. They're on Collision though,
Yeah.
which I think they kind of messed up on. They should have switched that up.
Yeah.
They also had 2 bonus matches. They had Danhausen come out. I think they should have mixed some of their matches from Rampage onto Dynamite as well too, because like Danhausen came out against whatever Angelico or Serpentico or someone, and I mean, I don't know. I think you should have maybe have put Danhausen on the show as well, just to give the fans a little something, because a lot of the fans know he's from Montreal or lives in Montreal now, kind of thing. I don't think that would have done anything for the general fan, but I think you should have had a lot more Montreal wrestlers definitely come in. Like 2.0 ended up being on, I think, Rampage, or I know they were on Collision,
Yeah,
and then they did our bonus match with us. It was like a 12 on 6-on-6 match
Because-
as a bonus
because
match.
there was a story. What pisses me off is because there's a story behind Matt Menard in the last few weeks where he's disappointed. He goes the other day in his promo backstage. He was saying after leaving, it's 2 months or whatever. We left Jericho, and it's
nothing's
not
happening.
going, and nothing's happening. So I think you had an opportunity there, like to bring this guy. They would have got a huge pop.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest 2.0 fans, but I know they're fucking popular in Montreal, man. People really, really like them. They would have got a huge pop. It would have. I don't. They for me.
well, I mean, again, they were on Collision.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I do think he should have, especially because not everybody watches every show and and a lot of the fans probably didn't know what was going on. He should have at least put a lot more Montreal guys and made some kind of storyline happen there. Just a little bit more would have got a more crazier pop. I don't know, man. Even having fucking Jericho come out before the show or something to get the fans going with the music, you know, fans would have been crazy. Don Callis was there. I don't even know what Don Callis freaking did though. I don't know, because then you had an ROH match. I'm not sure if the ROH match was
the match that they had before Dynamite started, right?
Before Dynamite started. Yeah. I don't think that was the Don Callis match. So no. So the Don Callis thing, I don't even remember what the Don Callis thing was. I think that maybe was on Rampage.
Probably, because I don't remember Don Callis.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a blur, but there's a lot of doesn't fucking matter kind of stuff that did happen. But the problem is it was a mix between some good stuff was on Rampage, some good stuff was on Dynamite, but it wasn't good enough to maybe keep the crowd enthused too. Whereas at least with the commentary, you get, you start getting with that, you get a little bit things going. I think the commentary does help, because when you don't have commentary, the fans get bored and the fans start chanting crazy, stupid shit. We needed like an MJF segment to help with that. We needed, a Samoa. We needed more known guys to be on the show, if you will. Yeah. Fans were happy with Samoa Joe. If we had a Samoa Joe match, that would have been a good time. If we had a Christian promo, that would have been a good time. We needed a lot more segments to get the fans fucking up and going there, at least to get that going. Because there was a lot of Continental Classic matches, which are kind of fine. People liked Moxley. But it wasn't enough to hold the Montreal fans over, because it's your first time here. You could have at least did a lot more,
Yeah, I agree with that summary that you just did. So
that's it. And with that note, guys, we are calling it calling it quits. The Rumble Bash 2 is happening January 27th.
Yep.
I assume at the same place.
Yes.
Address?
Yeah, 9515 Hochelaga, January 27th. Food, drinks.
So free admission, guys, to come in, food, drinks, you order what you want to order to enjoy the show. We got a nice screen, got some nice tables. We're all gonna chill, have a good time, have a fun time. I imagine we might even do the show live there as well, perhaps.
Right.
Right. So
Strong possibility.
Strong possibility. 27th is a Saturday or a Sunday?
Saturday.
Okay, so yes, so it'll be a Saturday, so you don't have to worry about going home too early there. It's going to be a good time. Bunch of wrestling fans just shooting the shit, watching the Royal Rumble, which is always going to be fun. And yeah, we'll definitely be promoting it. We got a while till the Rumble, but the Rumble is always fun. So why not come join it with the WTN boys? And it's going to be a good time. Rumble Bash 2 at where again, Kid Crazy?
At the Portuguese Community Center at 9515 Rue Hochelaga in the East End, next to close to Honorable Grand Metro.
Nice. Perfect. So I eventually will get that, right? It's only been a year and I'm still geez Louise.
And for any further information, just hit us up, DM us, and we'll be happy to let you guys know anything you need to know.
That's it. Hit us up on the socials at WTN Wrestling Talk Now, and of course on our solo ones, Big Red. Where can they reach you?
They can reach me on Jonathan Picas or follow me on TikTok, Instagram under at big_red_collection. Who that was a mouthful.
Repeat that.
big_red_collection on Instagram and on TikTok, where he basically has a crazy wrestling collection. He shows it off. So if you are interested in that, and sometimes I think he still does deals for certain wrestling toys and all that. If you want to try to
figures, they're not toys.
Toy action figures. If you want that, if you're interested in that, you can definitely go check that out. We'll have the links all down below in the doobly doos for sure. And you can follow me at JLB420 on X and at twitch.tv/JLBTLC25. And of course, that is where I stream a bunch of stuff, video game related and all that. And but again, at WTN Wrestling Talk Now is our social media handle for Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook, YouTube, and all that fun stuff. We'll have the links down below, all in the doobly doos. Saturday is our new morning, where we will give you the Wrestling Saturday nostalgia that you've been wanting for a very long time, from 9 a.m. Until an undetermined amount, but from 9 a.m. Eastern, that's when we start with Wrestling Talk Now on Saturdays. So change up your schedule for us, and we'll be glad to see you here. Thank you to the Nelsons of the world, the Miguels of the world, the Mike Sinceres, the Mikes of the world as well. Thank you all so much for joining us this Saturday. We will see you next Saturday, as we will most likely be breaking down, previewing New Year's End. No. I think New Year's End is still a while, but we'll be breaking down what happens in this week of wrestling.
There's NXT
deadline
pay-per-view this weekend, right?
Fair. So there's an NXT pay-per-view this weekend, so we'll definitely be recapping that. And yeah, so it should be a good time as always. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will. What are you doing?
We're about to salute.
Okay, fine. Just Jesus. I thought you were saying like, hold up. Just one moment. Okay. We will see you next time, folks. Me with a horrible outro as usual. But until next time, ciao for now.